Television. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. So yes, it's a Wednesday morning, and in some parts of Accra there are some showers ongoing, and so please make sure that as you step out you're being safe, because it's really slippery out there, and so make sure that you're being very, very safe to enjoy the show this morning. From now till 10 a.m. I'll be on your television, but of course I'm not going to be doing this alone. We've got quite a number of guests also lined up to bring us very, very insightful conversations, because it's the day after the demonstration by the New Patriotic Party. They say that they do not fear intimidation. They petitioned the presidency, basically calling on President Mahama to call his appointees to order over what they say is harassment and intimidation of innocent people, they put it. And so, yes, we'll be talking about that as well in the show this morning. And remember, you're a very big part of the conversation. So join us on Facebook, on X, and also on YouTube at GHOne TV. My colleague Ibrahim Al-Hassan is also joining me this morning. Ibrahim, good morning.
Good morning, Joshua. Good to see you.
Yes, I'm back.
And you're right. It's a very wet morning.
Very wet.
Be cautious out there.
Very, very necessary.
And don't use this as an excuse not to go to work. Go to work.
I like that. Yeah. You know, I remember seeing a quote some time ago that in this part of the world, whenever it rains, people think about two things.
Yes.
Sleeping.
Yes.
And yes.
And sleeping too.
And sleeping as well. All right, so let's kickstart the show this morning with our quote of the day. And our quote this morning is from Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who says, "Action without thought is empty, and thought without action is blind." Action without thought is empty, and thought without action is blind. Quite instructive there. Still celebrating the man Kwame Nkrumah. And I think I recently found out that he's actually Kofi.
Yes, Kofi Nkrumah.
And Ngoloma.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the Nkrumah is a corrupted version.
It's a corrupted
of his
version of his
name.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ngoloma.
Okay. Yeah. I think we are comfortable with the Nkrumah. Let's do the Nkrumah. Yes.
But quite an instructive quote there.
Very.
You know,
about, of course, you having to. I think it relates to planning and execution.
Absolutely.
Right. If you start executing something without planning,
you are blind.
Exactly. You are shooting blind as the body. So first things first. Plan, then execute. Think, and then execute. But if you decide to execute without thinking, then what exactly are you doing? Yes, and many a times that's what we have on this continent, right? Yeah. The matramakwe kind of systems and what have you. Let's try this.
3,000 solutions to one problem. Yet the problem still remains after decades.
Because the solutions are always different from what ought to be. And then that's our problem on the continent. So Nkrumah, yes, of course. And it's understandable why we are repeating Nkrumah quote. It's his week. Right. In
Absolutely.
fact, he gave us a holiday
on Monday.
And
those kind of holidays are just amazing. Because most of you people, you hate Mondays for no reason.
Yes.
I don't just understand it. If there's a day you should not like, it should be Friday.
Why
because
not?
On Friday you're leaving work, you're not going to work on Saturday. You should feel bad.
Oh, okay.
That you're not going.
That depends on the type of work you're doing, though. Right?
You should love your job.
Yeah.
So much that when you're going on the weekend, you should be, no, not.
I agree. And that sounds like something an HR will say, right? I get that. Yes, to motivate the people.
Please don't come for me. Keep loving your Fridays and hating your Mondays. But let's learn some new words this morning. Narena Baz helping us to appreciate some good English this morning.
Today's word is ethos. Ethos. It's a noun. Ethos means the moral ideas and attitudes that belong to a particular group, society, or person. Let's exemplify it. The opposition says harassment and intimidation are part of the incumbent's ethos. Ethos.
All right, so ethos. So for those of you who've been pronouncing it ethos, no. the fact that there is ethics doesn't mean that it's ethos. It's ethos, according to Narrator Baz, helping us improve our grammar. You keep staring at the word.
Yes, ethos of our profession, right?
Yeah.
As journalists.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're here.
So that's the word of the day. But of course, it's a Wednesday midweek. Let's lighten up a bit with the video of the day. The introduction was quite, it was
quite an intro.
All right, so that's the video of the day, and I hope that you also enjoyed it as well. So let's get into the conversation beginning this morning with Inside Out. All right, so for Inside Out this morning, we're talking about quite a number of issues, but quickly let's touch on the UN General Assembly, and President John Dramani Mahama has been speaking, and so let's listen to him and come back and have that conversation.
How we can foster sustainable funding for healthcare. And so that was the crux of the Accra Compact. But apart from that, there was also the Accra Reset, which is what you see here. And Accra Reset is broader. President Obasanjo handed the responsibility to me because I'm the champion of African financial institutions, and said that this, in a way, falls within your remit to decide how we're going to restructure the world governance system, especially considering that the old models are going out of date. Multilateralism is coming into an end, and so you must add this to the responsibility. And so we're happy that we have the opportunity on the sidelines of the UN to further the conversations that we started in Accra. And I want to thank all of you who have found time to join us to come and contribute your ideas, to be able to look forward into the future and see what models we can adopt going forward. A lot of responsibility rests on the shoulders of Africa itself. We need a reset in our countries. In Ghana, we have started our resets. And the reset focuses on the fact that we can rechannel resources into areas of priority. And I'll give just one example. I'll say it later in my speech. We have a national health insurance levy, and the levy funds the National Health Insurance Scheme. And more than 18 million Ghanaians have National Health Insurance cards that allow them access to free healthcare at the point of service. They pay a little annual premium. Now, the government before capped this fund, all statutory funds actually. And so if monies coming into the statutory funds exceeded a certain level, the excess went into the consolidated fund. And the consolidated fund is used for all kinds of things: consumption, goods and services, salaries and wages, and all that. And so one of the first things we did, noticing the shortage of funding for healthcare, was to just uncap the fund. And when we uncapped the fund, it resulted in additional revenue into the National Health Insurance Scheme of 350 billion Ghana cedis. No, 3.5 billion Ghana cedis, which in dollars, let's put it in US dollars, will come to about $300 million. You can imagine what $300 million can do. And so immediately from $300 million, we're able to cover the USAID gap in funding, so that the programs that we were funding through USAID could continue. And so there's a kind of innovative thinking that we need to do, and a lot of that depends on us as leaders to be able to look at how we can move resources from other areas that are not priority into areas that are priority and have tangible benefits for our people. Like I said, I still have an opportunity to speak. I'll leave it here. Adam, thank you very much. And I hope Baba Olusegun Obasanjo arrives anytime soon. Thank you.
So that's President John Dramani Mahama speaking in New York at the UN General Assembly. And Ibrahim, quite interesting, because I remember the Health Sovereignty Conference that was held here, where leaders from the various African countries converged with their finance ministers, health ministers, looking at how we as a continent can wean ourselves off dependence when it comes to AIDS, among other things, to take responsibility for our health. And that feeds into what President John Dramani Mahama is talking about, that Accra reset. It's not just resetting Accra, but that we are resetting not just Africa as well, but we're beginning in Accra.
Global reset.
Wow.
And he talks about the fact that he's been tasked to champion a new course for governance of the global world.
Wow.
Yes, that's a huge task, right? But it begins somewhere. And you heard him, Lord Olusegun Obasanjo. Yeah, he's the brain behind everything, including the Accra reset function that the president is speaking at, right? It's good. It's good that African leaders are becoming ambitious, right? Yes, let's look internally relative to resource mobilization. You heard the president talk about the disproportionate allocation of resources. Many a times in none or less priority areas. If leaders decide to put their money where their mouth is, invest in critical sectors of the economies on the continent, trust me, our development will have been much faster than what we are witnessing now. We've spent so much resources on the not so important aspect of our economy. Talk about agriculture, put enough money there. Talk about infrastructure, put enough money there. Talk about human capital development, invest. If you get these three areas ticked, you're good to go. First of all, you have a very lively well-informed and well-educated population, right? You have agri sector that's buoyant.
Yeah.
You have roads that are more trouble. And of course, complement that with social amenities. And you're good to go. How difficult should this be? At least for the past 3 months or so, I'm yet to come across somebody complaining about the fluctuation in our power supply. Electricity, to be specific.
Right.
That's good. How about we maintain that? We have challenges with water supply. How about we fix that? We have challenges with housing. How about we fix that? That's it. We are not asking for too much.
But you see, the conversation always is the fact that what we keep talking about these things, it's not like we see the solutions to be really far off. No. But then the commitment to actually stay on course is the problem. Because look at our political scene, where at most, or at least every 8 years, we see a new political party in power. Yeah. The problem is that there is no consistency. We don't have a national development plan. In as much as, yes, the framework is there on paper, in reality, it's totally different. And so every political party that gets the nod to lead the country decides to champion and basically rule with its own manual, which is their party manifesto, and not necessarily what is national development. So that's why we are seeing projects scattered. That's why we are seeing discontinuation of projects and all of these things. And so we know the solutions, but do we really have the commitment?
I agree with you, and you've hit the nail right on the head. And that's how come when people talk about Nkrumah, they talk about his 7-year development plan. Short-term, tangible, achievable. Because if you set out a goal to achieve within 7 years, first of all, you know that, yes, you don't have so much time, but there's enough time for you to do whatever you want to do.
Right.
Look at the Akosombo Dam that today we are all enjoying. And look at the timeline for which it was completed. Look at the resources that were invested and the political commentary then. So after the political commentary, it's not different. In fact, the comments about projects today from the opposition are not different from comments from opposition then when Nkrumah was undertaking this project. You go and read about the comments around the Akosombo Dam, that he was wasting our resources, it was overly ambitious and what have you. Now, back to the lack of development, long-term development plan. I agree. That has been our bane. Because, Joshua, I don't understand why, since 1992, if we had a plan that said, let's dualize all our roads linking our capital cities, 92, that could have just been the goal. The vision is that when you are going from Accra to Cape Coast, don't meet an oncoming vehicle.
Yeah.
When you are coming from Cape Coast to Accra, don't meet an oncoming vehicle. That's our long-term plan. So let's put the resources in there. By now, every link route from one capital to the other will have been dualized. But we didn't, because we didn't have that plan, we didn't have that foresight. So yes, I agree. At the point we wanted to have a 40-year development plan, it was almost done, if not done completely. And then a new administration came and we jettisoned that into the bin and we decided to escalate it to 100-year development plan.
Charlie.
We're yet to be done with the 40-year development plan. We're going to 100 years development plan. And that was what brought about the idea of we floating a bond, a century bond. If you remember, that was vehemently resisted. So yes, we need that plan. But it's good for such conversations to be had. It's good that former leaders, right, and I'm very hopeful that very soon Akufo-Addo will join. Obasanjo and Co. He shouldn't join. Okay, so Obasanjo and Co. to change the narrative by way of the African, of course, negotiating the care of governors. We can do it.
Right. It is possible. And talking about it is possible, the NPP is also trying to restructure its base. So while President Mahama is trying to reset the world through the Accra reset, the NPP is also trying to reset its party as we speak. So yesterday we had the vetting of 5 people who had put themselves out to contest the January 31, 2026 presidential primary of the NPP. And it was quite interesting sight to see all the 5 men. And I've had questions about, so is there no woman in the NPP who wants to lead the party? I don't know if you've heard that.
Oh yeah, we've heard those ones, right? As a country, right, we've done the first. by having a female as a vice president.
Yeah.
That's a good start. That's a good start. So hopefully whoever emerges as a flag bearer might also consider selecting a female as a running mate. You get it?
I think maybe we should have that unspoken rule, like a convention.
Yeah.
That at least a vice president must be female.
Yeah, that would not be bad.
Yeah. I think we should have that conversation.
Yeah, it's something you can champion.
Right.
I'll give that to you. Champion that. We will support you. We'll give you a time.
But you know what? Let's listen to some of the aspirants and talking about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Brian Echampong, Kennedy Echampong, Ejapong. Hey, Kennedy Echampong. What's that? Kennedy Echampong, Engineer Kwabena Ejapong, as well as the former Education Minister, Dr. Yawase Duchum.
For being here. As you know, I have just been in front of our vetting committee and we have had very fruitful discussions. They've asked many questions. Silence! I have answered those questions. So I'm very satisfied with my vetting and I pray that everything is okay. I hope the committee is just as satisfied as I am. I think they will be. I am very thankful to all of you for making the time to wait for us. I want to thank the rank and file of the party, and I think from vetting we are entering the country to campaign. We are not taking anything for granted. We have to campaign very hard, sell our ideas, and sell the MPP so that we can secure this nomination and then proceed for the 2028 election. I want to thank all of you.
I enumerated a couple of points for how I'm going to address some problems. So basically that was the interview. They know I've been through and through party man for so long. So I didn't face any serious questions or they didn't antagonize me because they know my potential already. But they asked tangible and reasonable, I would say reasonable questions. They were not hostile to me. And I was free to answer their questions. I have seen some proof. Let me explain further. So Asian models, what they did that time when they decided to compete with Europe and America was that they identified potential talents and potential businessmen and funded their projects like Daewoo, Hyundai, Samsung in Korea, for instance. They made sure, made conscious efforts to support them by giving them loans. And the loans, what they did was that if Mr. Honorable Kwaku Kwarteng decides to build this building, they will ask for the cost of the raw materials and where he's going to get the raw materials from. The government then sends the money to the company manufacturing the raw materials. And they will give you a couple of months. If you tell them the imports or your raw materials or whatever equipment you're going to use will arrive in 3 months. In 3 months, the following week, 3 months, 1 week, you are there to inspect if indeed you receive the equipment. Now, what they do is that the government partners the individual, the private sector. So they win themselves off when you finish paying the loan. Okay. Then it becomes your business. And you know, in business, the most difficult part is the capital. So if government supports you to get the capital and you run it well, you become a millionaire. This is how they've been able to expand their businesses. India, Dubai, all the Asian, that is how
there have been a few jobs, and I think there will be a couple more. We are embarking on a campaign. I mean, I will be hit. Others will be hit. It's part of the campaign. It's normal in our politics, except that wisdom must be applied for you to know the line beyond which you are infuriating somebody. That will make unity post-election difficult. But the regular jabs of pecking people's faces, I mean, those ones will happen. We just have to make sure that we don't poke the eyes, and that will become a problem.
All right, so some describe them as the leading contenders in this 5-man race. Dr. Mamadou Bawumia, Kennedy Japan, Kennedy Ohene Japan, and then Dr. Brian Champon there. And, all three of them sharing their visions as well and indicating that, well, now that vetting is done, we are hitting the grounds. And I like one thing, that recently I'm not seeing the vitriolic comments from both or from the various sides and the camps. It looks like now they've toned down, and I think that is healthy for political discourse.
It's healthy, but social media is still rife with some of those postings and what have you. That you can't keep, right? The supporters will have to take a dig at each other once a while. And you heard Brian Champo relate to that they are hitting the campaign ground. He will be hit. Others will equally be hit as well. It's not about it must be friendly hitting. Right. Nothing that will cause disaffection, will develop cracks that cannot be easily mended. And somebody will wonder, what's our business? Our business is that we need a very thriving opposition party.
Absolutely.
To keep the governing party on its toes. Because when the governing party delivers, all of us get to enjoy. Right. So we don't want an opposition party in disarray. Which will ensure that the governing party has a field day.
Our options must be open.
Most definitely, most definitely. And you see, opposition parties are very critical in the governance of our party, not in our country, not just about it winning power and coming to govern, but also preferring alternative ideas and shaping the ideas that the governing parties are implementing. So it's good. We don't want any opposition party to die. That's why we disagree with J.H. Mensah, when he said that the time the MPP were done with the NDC, there will be no NDC as a party. Thank God that didn't happen, right? And we also want NPP to thrive, so we can put NDC on its toes. But of course, yesterday, I heard Kennedy Japan talk about the fact that they asked some sensible questions. In some of it, one of his suggestions, yes. So it means that the vetting committee has equally done a good job for Kennedy Japan to come out and say they asked some sensible questions.
Especially looking at the optics, where his camp really is not necessarily in support of the current leadership of the party. It's healthy to hear him make those comments from the vetting committee. And so I think it's shaping up pretty well ahead of January 31, 2026. But then, like Dr. Mamadou Bawumia said, this is when they are getting into the thick of the campaign and going crisscrossing the country, sharing their ideas with party folk, selling themselves basically to party folk, and so that the delegates can make a decision. And
it's quite profound what he said, because he should be in a pole position, right? Because he's the immediate pass flag bearer, party, right? And so, therefore, he will say, okay, because I have many people as well still surrounding me, let me relax. He says no. He will hit the ground running. He's going to campaign, and he will come to you. And all of them are campaigning. See, it's very, very difficult for the NPP. It is. But there's a saying in Akanda, so try ben one, to wait. When a slap is headed your way, take it fast. Quickly.
And then cry and move on.
The NPP is doing that now. Right. The dreaded one is the one that will come from the NDC, which per its constitution is supposed to happen just a year before the elections.
So in 2027.
Yes.
And let's say 2023. 2027,
yes.
The NDC. And even ahead of that, we've seen the subtle campaigning. Even though nothing is official yet, we're seeing what is happening there. And I've had conversations with even NDC folk on the show who tell me that, Joshua, what is happening in the MPP is terrible, but we are also very much aware of what lies ahead of us. The big question about who gets to succeed John Mahama, it's one that would really become an albatross if it's not handled correctly, especially looking at how things are panning in the party as it stands now. Take it or leave it. The reality is that there is some level of factionalism we're seeing creeping its head. Very subtle, but then it's still creeping its head, because there are those who still want appointments, because John Mahama is not done with his appointments.
He's not down with his appointments. Yes.
So there are people who are still lobbying, and so even though they might not necessarily be in favor of what would become the establishment candidate some way, somehow, they are, just keeping it cool. But in 2027, we'll see.
Yes,
we'll
so yes, and also as to whether the NPP can mend the cracks after it's all said and done. 31st of January next year.
But the argument is that they would have enough time, because from 2026 all the way to 2028 is enough time to, no matter how much hurt you are, come on, we'll find ways
it's
to
easy
heal the wounds.
heal in opposition.
Yes,
I tell you, because it's not just about the words that are being used on you, the convincing and encouraging words. No, hunger. Plays a part in
very critical role,
reconciling,
especially knowing that all the privileges that were accorded you when you were in power are gone. And so now you are just like Kodjo Mensah.
Exactly.
You are on the same level.
Yes.
And then,
if not lower.
And then there's an opportunity for you to get back to what you used to be.
Exactly.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. To forgive in opposition. In government, it's difficult because there are many people, and it happened to the MPP in 2024, who said, to wait if there are some goodies coming, and we are all expected to enjoy from those goodies, and you decide to block my opportunity, then we should all lose the goodies. Right. So
and we saw that attitude.
Yes.
We had people boldly say that, you know what, my party must go to opposition.
To learn a lesson.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
You're happy to, when the party is saying we are breaking the 8, you are happy to say no. 8 bay. We all go to opposition, and then we will learn our lessons. So hopefully in the 4-year period, the MPP would have learned enough lessons.
But do politicians learn? That's the question.
They don't. See, if for nothing at all, we have seen. See, there is a nice way Galamsey exposes people. We saw what was said. We heard all of that. We saw the actions, inactions. And then you realize that it just changes, and you're like, are we the same people? And I said the other time that, you see, MPP, unfortunately, is not learning in opposition. NDC, unfortunately, is also not learning in power. True. So, Charlie, and this is the time that we should see the CPPs, the PNCs. Charlie, we really need to see some proper third force.
That will not happen. You know, I'm a student of politics. I can tell you that in a lifetime, that will never happen. And that's because they become surrogates of these two main political parties. So we have the NDC CPP, we have MPP CPP. You get it? And then,
there's always infighting.
Yes, PNC, we have the NDC PNC, we have the MPP PNC, right? So it's always going to be like that.
Because of how we do our politics here. We've monetized our politics so much that these parties they can't afford. That's the reality. I can say confidently that if some political parties were to file on their oon, they will not be able to.
Nobody will file. No. We'll have what happened in Tamale Central. Where
the MP
Professor Seidu Alidu is now MP elect.
Because nobody,
in fact, nobody went to queue. There was no ballot box. There was no ballot paper. There was no biometric verification device. Because after the two aspirants decided to pull out, the EC opened nominations again. Nobody showed up. Right.
Going to do what?
Professor Ali Seidu has had the smoothest and then the easiest route to Parliament. Congratulations to him.
From University of Ghana to Water Resources, then unfortunate incident happened. Now he goes to file. He wins that one. Parliament.
Bafuboni is also your new Chief Justice.
Oh yes, he's been nominated.
I was going to say barring any unforeseen, but there's no unforeseen circumstances. He's your Chief Justice. Barring what? Is it Parliament that will stop him, or
where they have 2/3 majority? So congratulations to Professor Alidu Seidu. We call him, we talk to him as a political scientist. Now we'll be interviewing him as Member of Parliament, and that's quite an interesting one as well. And then congratulations also going out to the CJ, Paul Bafuboni. Congratulations to you, sir. And I just want to say that with him, looking at what has happened, to the former CJ, a lot will be expected from him.
Most definitely.
A lot.
And I'm sure he himself will expect a lot from himself. So I'm sure if he doesn't have copy of the report, the Puaman Committee report, he will now apply and get it.
Yeah.
And ensure that all the pitfalls in there, he will avoid them.
Absolutely.
And he has less than 2 years to be Chief Justice, right? And so this should be, if the president is talking about legacy term, this should be Paul Bafuboni Justice, his legacy term. I've seen a number of suggestions from Professor Kwasi as to how he can reform the judiciary. I think he should take some of them and then work on them. Right? I think the number one priority should be restoring confidence in the judiciary, to be honest. We engage people. If we open phone lines, people will share stories about how much confidence they've lost in the system. That must be restored.
Right. Okay, so let's move on to another issue that a lot of you have been talking about. I mean, last week I had a conversation with Ipsos. They had a report out on the DStv pricing situation, and the NTA has released a statement, update on stakeholder committee on DStv pricing in Ghana. And so it says that the committee was tasked to look at two things: achieve a shared understanding of DStv pricing for Ghana and structured mutually acceptable and commercially viable measures to address the minister's concerns around the pricing of DStv service. The minister says it's too expensive. Ghanaians are crying, so you must reduce it by at least 30%, and also establish an acceptable roadmap to curb cross-border piracy of DStv decoders and service from Nigeria to Ghana. I know
where is that from? Where is that
It is part of the mandate of the committee.
Initially,
those
it
of
wasn't.
you who are using Nigeria
Yes,
DStv.
those of you, yes.
Those of you are paying Naira. we are seeing you, and it's my director, you will come to Kaswa. So while the committee has made significant progress, it has also requested an extension of 1 week to complete its work, which extension has been granted by the Honorable Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations. Consequently, the outcome of the committee's work is expected to be presented by the 29th of September 2025. That's next week, Monday. So there's an extension there. And but it's quite interesting. We never saw the Nigeria parts.
That's the point. That's the point. So that's an update. And that, of course, that's an update. So here's the thing. If there is any reason why the conversation around DStv pricing doesn't bother many people, and I mean many people, it's because they are using DStv from there, right? And it's also a lesson to multi-choice to know that when there is that stark and market difference between pricing, people will always look for alternatives. See, I dare say there's very minimal the government can do to crack down on this. You're going to enter people's homes? You get the point. Right. But if there is an encouraging reduction and the difference, the price differential is not that much, obviously.
But you see, when you look at it, it says it's going to get an acceptable roadmap to curb cross-border piracy of the DStv decoders. So the decoders that are coming from Nigeria to Ghana. But meanwhile, when you call people to say, "Oh, Charlie, I want DStv," say, "Oh, Ghana, they are not Nigeria."
They are here, and they are saying the DStv service people. Anyway,
sometimes they will even tell, "Oh no, buy the Nigeria or Nigeria."
So if they look at the pricing, I'm not sure many people take delight in acquiring decoders from another country. If they look at the pricing, the Ghana DStv decoders, many people will return to them. And besides, I'm not sure there's that market difference between these decoders. It's all about the configuration, right? They should, first things first. But it's good if they talk about piracy.
Right.
It's good to curb piracy. But I thought piracy would mean that you're not paying. But the boys are paying. Right?
We are not paying realistic pricing.
If it's realistic in Nigeria, why is it not realistic in Ghana?
Nigeria has a bigger market. How many of you are using DStv?
Okay, no problem.
But according to the Ipsos report, about 90%.
97%, they told you. 97% of Ghanaians are saying the prices must come down. Once the prices come down, they'll throw away their Nigerian decoders. There's free consultation.
Will you put your own?
They will.
Will you throw your own?
I don't have one.
No, I'm not talking about you, but...
Oh, okay.
But that's the update on the situation. So hopefully on Monday we'll get to know more, because the ministry in that statement says that on the 29th of September, which is next week Monday, the committee will present its report. And knowing Sam George, once the report gets to his table, we'll definitely get to know.
And those of you who are expecting a showdown in the immediacy, wait, just 1 week.
It looks like the showdown will not show down.
The way it's happening now.
The way it's going. It will not be any showdown. Because some of us were expecting that this one will say, me penny, this one will also say, me penny, then last, okay, fine, I'm banning, I'm going.
Yeah, and then somebody will come to the remote and then just put it off like
then
that.
Every DStv, yeah. Meanwhile, there is a directive that some of them are not following. President Mahama says, don't be watching cable TV. In the various ministries.
They are no.
Yeah.
In fact, the one that was like old subscription. You know, sometimes you can pay for like 6 months.
So they've paid for 6 months?
Yes.
But don't pay electricity bills?
Oh, they do pay. Why? Is ECG complaining?
ECG is complaining that they owe them plenty. They are not paying.
They should switch them off. They came to Parliament to turn their knob off. They should continue.
Yeah, but Charlie, let's put all of these things off and then watch GHOne television. President Mahama has given... You see, it's so disrespectful to the president.
Yeah.
To be watching DStv in government agencies and be watching all the other ones. President Mahama says...
But what if they are watching GHOne on DStv?
We are not on DStv.
No, okay, yeah.
We are not on DStv.
Oh, okay.
So you cannot tell me you are watching GHOne.
Okay.
So that's the situation there. But let's end with this one quickly. And the national buffer stock. You know, recently there were some concerns about grains that needed to be. The farmers were complaining. They have so much maize, corn. Unfortunately, they're not getting markets, and sometimes they are forced to sell it at ridiculous price. And it happened with the tomatoes. That we saw President Mahama give that directive for 1,000 boxes to be bought. And so now, yes, we are told that the Ministry of Food and Agriculture anticipates a bumper grain harvest in the 2025 season, alongside unsold carryover stocks from the 2024 harvest. So to address the issue of likely glut situation, government has, for the first time since the establishment of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, provided significant resources to enable NAFCO purchase surplus produce for storage. This intervention will not only reduce post-harvest losses, but also guarantee the availability of food reserves to cushion the nation against future shortages and emergencies. The ministry therefore urges all farmers to remain calm and confident, as NAFCO will actively be in the market to purchase their grains and mitigate any adverse effects of excess grains. The general public is also assured that the MOFA, working with all relevant agencies and stakeholders, is fully engaged in ensuring that every grain produced by Ghanaian farmers finds a sustainable and profitable market. So that's commendable.
Yeah.
That's commendable. But my only concern is that when it's a NAFCO officers will be in the markets to buy, is there not a way to just identify the farmers who have these things in excess?
I'm sure that will be semantics from here. I think they got the rendition wrong. They should go to the farm gates and go and buy from there. Because
you are aware of
when
the farm gates
these middlewomen and middlemen have been able to cut the produce from the farm gates to Makola.
What prices will you be buying them for?
Yes, don't buy from there. Those ones are meant for you and I and our wives to go and buy. So go to the farm gate, buy there, so that the farmers can directly benefit from the prices you talk about. Because I got calls from northern part of the country that a gentleman visited. And guess what? He just saw what's happening, the fact that the farmers were lamenting, and he called me. Of course, we think right in the media, they think you can solve every problem, right? Called me and said, Charlie, speak to the people, the way the farmers are lamenting, they're saying that the grains are not just going bad, but they are selling them cheaply. So it's good. It's a great intervention. That's what buffer stock was set up to do.
Absolutely.
And then we turned it into buying from suppliers and then sending it to free SHS schools for whatever.
Made no sense.
So it's good. Moving forward, this will be the norm. Nothing special. Dedicate resources to the buffer stock company. Build more warehouses, silos, and many more warehouses. Whenever we are in season, send people to the farm gate, buy the produce, come and stock these warehouses. When we are in lean season, you release them. That's how you control the market prices. And Nkrumah did this. How many years ago? When we had state farms and what have you. We can go back there. You see, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So it's good. Kudos to government for doing this. But this must not be a one-off thing. They didn't have to take the MP for Asante Atim North.
Okay,
Okay, Frimpong, to beg and lament with the farmers in the video about how the tomatoes in his constituency were going bad before the president could give a directive that the Free SHS Secretariat must take stock and buy them. There must be a system that automatically links the demand to the point of supply. It should be easy and simple.
And for, I mean, if that were the norm, wouldn't you have a statement to say that for the first time since the establishment of national buffer stock, what is the essence of the national buffer stock?
For the first time, it must be said.
What's the essence?
That's the point. So it means that it departed from its mandate.
What's the vision and mission?
Good question.
We need to get back to
the CEO is answering some questions, right? In the hands of investigative bodies. Let's see how that plays.
Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, so quite interesting. And good morning to Musa Lanza. I know he has some grains.
Oh, okay. Well. He's a grain farmer. Good morning,
Musa. Good morning to you. And
is he back? He had gone somewhere.
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Okay.
Musa is back.
Yeah, but he's traveled outside Ghana and he came back.
Musa is back.
Yes. But it depends on where he went, though.
Ibrahim Al-Hassan. It's a Wednesday. Right, thank you. Thank you, Ibrahim, for helping us with that. But I think we need to do some newspapers, get to understand exactly what the papers are saying this morning. So, Ivy, your chronicle is here.
Yes, the chronicle is here. And I think today I can see the quotation as well. And so, no syndication, cocoa financing policy, Abuahin Edu, Immaculate Brian. And so, Brian Echampon, who is the immediate past Minister for Food and Agriculture, who had supervision over the cocoa sector as well, has publicly stated that at Cabinet, he had looked at the arrangement where government will go for syndicated loan, pay an interest of 10%, use that loan to purchase cocoa beans, go and sell, and then pay the banks 10% when there's ready market for Ghana's cocoa. So what he did was that he asked those who wanted to buy our cocoa, are you ready to give us money to go and buy the beans for you? They said yes. So he went to Cabinet. Everybody resisted him. From the finance minister to everybody. It's only President Akufo-Addo who said, no problem. I agree. Let's go that way. And for the first time, Ghana was able to purchase cocoa beans without syndicated loan. And guess what? The 10% that ought to have gone to the banks came to Ghana. And so, what Edu is corroborating that story. Yeah. Lift and elevators are judged best elevator service provider. Okay, talking about elevators, Trump is not happy with the escalator at the UN. And the fact that it has to stop. But Charlie, this escalator to how? How it stopped. It's like it had been waiting for Trump and the wife to get there. And then he gets to the podium to speak, and then the teleprompter is not working. Charlie, how can you do this to Trump?
You are frustrating Donald.
Say he had two gifts, a faulty escalator and then a faulty teleprompter. He said the teleprompter operator is in trouble, and he's in trouble. So that's from the UN. Mahama nominates Justice Bafuboni for CJ position. And quotation for this morning, Psalm 101 verse 7, no one who practices deceit shall dwell in my house. No one who utters lies shall continue before my eyes. So God will kill you. Yeah. Right? If you utter lies. Those days when the wrath of God.
For the wages of sin is death.
Okay.
The Daily Searchlight says NPP to Mahama, stop the persecution. There's also Brian Echampon's bold cocoa move yielding dividends. And Stanbic Bank's internal audit team supports Ghana North Municipal Assembly or hospital with Firefly phototherapy unit. Patrick Fable donates farm inputs to Showboy Foundation, and COP Mamiya Tiwa honored for empowering women in accounting. And that's the Daily Searchlight for you this morning.
The Informer this morning. Serene Insurance declared best growing company. Head of claims adjudged claims professional for 2024. Mills criticizes NDC on Galamsey. Government not taking fight seriously. Yes, he's been taking a dig at the NDC, and he's been very consistent in that regard. Yes, so Mills, talking about Kadma Mills.
Yeah.
Not the Mills in Parliament and not Leeds, President Mills. Yes, I have documents to prove my qualification. NDC chair fights back. Yeah, so he says he has documents to prove that his doctor, professor, GTech can take the professor, but for doc, dear, he has documents. Yeah, so please send the documents to GTech.
Oh my goodness.
GTech embroiled in fight over government support. And that's UCC, GTech and UCC. The GTech is fighting everybody. Yeah, we can only wish them well. That's it for the Informer this morning.
So the Ghanaian Times says, securing Africa's health sovereignty. Let's take up our destiny. President Mahama urges colleagues from, and that's from the UN General Assembly. Yeah. President nominates Bafo Boni for Chief Justice. There's also police retrieve stolen vehicles, arrest murder, robbery suspects, rescues trafficked victims. Okay, kudos to the Ghana Police Service. NPP Youth Wing protest against alleged state intimidation.
Yes.
That was a demonstration yesterday, and that's what the Ghanaian Times is reporting this morning.
The Ghanaian publisher this morning, NPP marches against injustice, and Baumia has real galamsey plan, unlike NDC. That's according to Akrisia Menu. Edu slams Brian over cocoa reform glory. Oh, okay. Okay, so the former CEO is rather slamming Brian Champong for taking the glory. Oh, okay. But he's a sector minister. The buck stops with him. Anyway. That's it for also Mahama replaces Tokonu with Bafo Boni. Officially, if you just add officially. Because, he's been acting. Yeah. So that's it for the Ghanaian publisher.
The Daily Graphic, UCC runs to a halt, 70,000 students, 4,000 staff bear GTech brand, and Justice Bafo Boni nominated as Chief Justice. And like we've been saying since the beginning of the show, it is finished, it is done. Yeah. Ensure national assets to save costs. That's the MD of Glyco. And appoints technocrats to serve Admirals Commission. That's according to Professor Michael Quay. Okay. That's captured on the front page of the Daily Graphic this morning.
Daily Guide this morning. Mahama appoints Bafo Boni as Chief Justice. NDC lacks anti-galamsey strategy. Akrisia Menu. Buahin Edu, Dr. Brian Champon clash over cocoa loan reform, and demo hits Accra. Yes, well, like this one, you can say, I don't fear who. So that's it for the Daily Guide this morning. You are the NPP vet flag bearer aspirant. Okay. Yeah, so I've added it.
Yeah. All right, so those are what the papers are reporting this morning. Make sure to get a copy from the newsstand to get details of any story that really pricks your attention this morning. Barbara Malasan, thank you so much. That's head of current affairs here at the EIB Network and also lead producer for the show, Jay Today. So that's my boss there, helping us with some conversations. It's a Wednesday, and so we'll be having the breakfast review with our all-female guest shortly after this.
runs from January to December and will see 40 loyal customers walk away with 10,000 cedis each. Speaking to GHOne TV, the CEO, Watsuma Bafo Iwa, said the initiative reflects the company's commitment to appreciating customers and giving back to the society.
Star Assurance this year celebrated their 40th anniversary, and as part of our anniversary, we felt it is only right that we reward our loyal partners that have stayed with us throughout the 40 years that we've been in existence. So it is just a way to say thank you to our clients and our partners for doing business with us.
Marketing executive Sonia Patuplanch of the National Lottery Authority assured customers of the transparency and certification of the promotion, stressing there is no cause for concern.
We've partnered with Star Assurance for a while now. This is the second award presentation. I want to assure the public that NLA is the sole regulator, and we are ensuring that there's fairness, transparency, and integrity in the promo. So it's genuine.
The delighted winners expressed their excitement to the news team.
Makrimu comprehensive insurance crowd happen. Made be 7 days, and made Mensah a kai. Yeah, and you know, Nyadia Mikumani ako baby ya. Star Assurance and Muguso.
I just want to say what Star Assurance is doing is very good. It builds loyalty for the customers. And now those that came for this will go out there and talk about it. Almost the whole year, they will just keep mentioning to people. So I think it's a very good initiative. Yeah.
Drinks in BNA Sanima, be a hairdresser, Beziscana Menyano, Medibabe insurance. The
40 Reasons to Smile promotion will climax later this year with a grand draw where one customer will win an all-expensed paid trip to Dubai.
The demonstration, which started at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, witnessed hundreds of NPP supporters marching through the ring road amid singing and chanting of party songs. Presenting the petition at the police headquarters, National Youth Organizer Mustafa Salam bemoaned the unwarranted treatment of NPP members by the Ghana Police Service, contrary to the core mandate of the service to protect lives and property.
Afterwards, we have seen a pattern of harassment in the form of arrest of NPP people. In the petition, we have mentioned a number of people these and other security agencies have arrested for relatively unjustifiable reasons.
Receiving the petition on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, DCOP Shaibu Gariba commended the protesters for their peaceful conduct and assured them of the Police Management Board and the IGP's preparedness to judiciously scrutinize their concerns and take appropriate measures for redress.
I want to assure you that the petition that has been received by members of the Police Management Board will be duly presented to the Inspector General of Police. And we want to thank you very much for the successful demonstration so far. We urge you to continue with a peaceful demonstration so that at the end of the day, it is Mother Ghana that is winning. And I can assure you that the police administration, the Inspector General of Police, will look into your petition.
For his part, National Organizer Henry Nana Boachi, who presented the second petition at the Jubilee House, stated that the government must endeavor to avoid selective justice and focus on the development of the country in order not to lose the goodwill of the Ghanaian people.
Purposely to harass members of the opposition party. So the party is fully behind the National Youth Wing. And today we are here to present this petition to His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama. On behalf of the party, the National Youth Wing, the National Youth Leader of the party, Salam Mustafa, will do the presentation on behalf of the National Youth Wing.
Deputy Chief of Staff in the Office of the Vice President, Alexander Segbefia, who received the petition on behalf of the government, expressed the government's commitment to the rule of law. He indicated to the protesters the government's preparedness to address the concerns raised. The protesters, determined to drive home their concerns, carried placards with various inscriptions such as "Stop using guns and handcuffs against innocent citizens." Ioku is not your private newspaper, Acha. Serve Ghana, not NDC. Ghana rejects an Idi Amin-style dictatorship. IGP, Ghana police must protect the people, not the NDC, among others.
Wasted effort. They've wasted everybody's time in this country today. Wasted their energy and wasted resources as well. What are they trying to insinuate? They want the indiscipline in the country to continue. Are they the only people living in this country? Or they've just forgotten that they ruled this country 8 years. The police must enforce the law to the letter and make sure that anybody who is a miscreant, who don't want to behave well, we will force that person to behave well in this country. We want to have a peaceful environment so that our children can live peacefully. Our children can learn from best practices. The fact that we've lost election doesn't mean Ghana should bend. So if people are asked to come and account for their stewardship, do you call this one a harassment? They have used our tax money for 8 years, and you are called, come and account for what you have used the money for. You have been given money to do so and so. Come and account for it. And that one, you call that one harassment. That's why we don't want to do certain comparisons. But if they are going that tangent, we will show them the things that...
We cannot live in this republic and be using justification of ills as standard for what otherwise should not be acceptable. If you go on that trajectory, you actually also direct us to the by-elections where the NDC perpetuated violence against citizens. That is not what we are seeking for. If for nothing at all, the resounding victory the NDC had in the last election is that the Ghanaian people believed in their call for a reset. But this is not what we are seeing. What we are seeing is contrary to the promise and that they gave to the Ghanaian people, that they were going to stop galamsey, that they are going to govern by rule of law. And what are we saying today? Arbitrary arrest, intimidation, tackling, arresting people and keeping them beyond the 48-hour rule, arresting people without invitation and breaking their doors. I would not hold grief for somebody like, let's say, Edu Boahen.
All right, thank you so much for sticking and stay with us here on GHOne television. And so just gone by, you saw excerpts of yesterday's demonstration. The NPP, led by the youth wing of the party, clearly dissatisfied with what they say is constant harassment of their party folk by the administration. And so yesterday they presented a petition, but let's get into the conversations this morning. And we've been joined by the birthday girl, Ellen Amadeku. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
So how are you feeling this morning?
Grateful.
Right.
It's not easy turning 43. It's been
43.
Yep, I'm 1982.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
one of the Rollins babies.
Oh, you don't look it.
It's been a long haul. So
right.
I thank God. And apart from thanking God, I also have to say a huge thank you to my father, Mr. Kwesi Asante-Deku, and thank him. It's not been easy having me for a daughter. I know.
Is that I know?
He's been the best father ever.
Wow.
I mean, one day I'm sure he would say his story about having me as his first daughter, firstborn.
Wow.
And still, supporting. So, Daddy, thank you. On my birthday, I always say thank you to my father.
Wow.
And I'm asking, as I ask for long life for myself, I'm also asking for a longer life for him, full of health and strength. My father is called Kwesi Asante Deku of Kwewua Bitifi. He's the first elder of the SDA Church in Kaso, American Town.
Okay.
And before he came on pension, he was working with the Agri Development Bank. So, Daddy, thank you.
So thank you, Daddy. And I'm looking forward to my daughters also saying this about me someday. Yeah.
And he has 3 girls. I'm the first. We are just 3 girls.
Oh, I have 4 girls.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. But happy birthday to you, and thank you so much for always being available for us. You've been very consistent on the show as well, and very, very, we like it when you're here. So Ellen Amadeku, she's a special aide to Dr. Baumia and also a lecturer at the UPSA.
Adjunct lecturer.
Adjunct lecturer. Let me add the adjunct to it. So she's an adjunct lecturer at UPSA as well. But then yesterday, your party took to the streets, protested, presented a petition as well on what they feel is harassment by this administration. I'm sure you have seen excerpts of what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Your thoughts exactly?
Well, good morning to our viewers once again. And the young people of the NPP rightly so believe that in the last 9 months, the police administration and therefore we can say the government have been quite arbitrary in a lot of things, especially with the arrests. So yesterday they went on a peaceful demonstration. I'm yet to hear of any incident.
Yeah.
There's been quite some time since we had incident-free, peaceful demonstrations. So let me congratulate them for behaving themselves, for being disciplined, for telling Ghanaians and showing the young people of Ghana that you can't have a demonstration without anybody getting hurt, without insulting anybody, without stealing police car keys, without being disrespectful and disruptive to other members of society. So let me congratulate them. Of course, by that extension, the youth leaders led by Salam Mustafa, and I also saw almost all our people there. I was there, but I was in the background. I had just left a radio station. I couldn't join the main thing, but I saw them, and I think they did well. And what they are protesting about, they have a right to protest in this country. If you get up tomorrow morning and you don't like the shape of your wife's face, you can go to the police and tell them that you want to protest. You are at liberty to. So what they are protesting to is right. And there have been so many arrests that I believe, and I agree with them, that the police simply did not do well about it. We are not saying that don't arrest people who misbehave, but there are ways of going about it. You don't get up in the middle of the night to go and knock down somebody's door and just break it down and just arrest him. You could easily invite him and keep him there, or go during the day with an arrest warrant and go and arrest them. There have been a lot of such incidences. I mean, going into Moses Abo's house, climbing over his wall because you're looking for somebody. I mean, there are a lot of people who have gone through all this. Most of them are young people. So yes, if they are protesting, they have a right to. And the police, too, I heard yesterday, took their petition. I still agree with them that the IGP, what is this designation? IGP GHOne, Christian Tete GHOne, I believe would have to revamp his approach to all these things. If you're going to be arresting people based on emotions and the fact that you are annoyed that they are insulting you, IGP, you arrest everybody in this country because people are going to be insulting you. Public figures in this country are insulted all the time. You arrest people based on the crimes that they have committed, suspected crimes. You just don't get up and just arrest people. And we believe that some of the arrests that he did were more on personal issues and the fact that he felt slighted by certain people. There are some of the people too that he arrested that perhaps the court said they should be arrested, they should be kept in jail. And the processes. Sometimes you look at the bail terms and you go like, what he is doing, very soon when people are arrested, and it's not just him, and the other Iyoko, all
NIB.
the NIB, is it NIB now,
Yes,
all
NIB
of them.
now.
Very soon. And that is the danger that we are all trying to prevent. Governments can change, and governments will change. And the next time somebody will be arrested, will be asked to bring a ship.
So
as your bill
you
10.
still believe that the bill conditions that have been set over
some of them
the
are
last couple of
outrageous.
months are outrageous?
Totally outrageous. Totally outrageous. So the youth have every right to protest.
What do you say to people who say that yesterday's protest was very unnecessary? Because there are some within the NDC that believe that what was done yesterday would not yield any results. So why bother?
Well, it is our right to protest, whether they think it's necessary or not necessary. Just like it was their right to protest the last time when they were involved in all manner of protests that led to all manner of shenanigans. And they had a right to protest, but we don't. Whether it is necessary or unnecessary, we are guaranteed the constitutional right to protest. And remember, the MPP or these youth are people who are coming from a tradition of protests. We have our elders those days led by His Excellency Nana Addo, who had huge protests over in this country. So if it comes to protests, the NDC would have to sit down and learn from us, because we are the grandfathers and architects of protests in Ghana. So if they think it's unnecessary, that is their cup of tea. We think it is necessary. We have gone ahead. We have done it. And the good thing about it that I'm happy is that it was done peacefully.
Right.
Nobody was hurt. Nobody misbehaved. Nobody disrupted traffic or caused other members of the society harm or stress. And that is the sort of standard we should set for demonstrations. Everybody in this country can demonstrate for any reason. But just make sure that your demonstration does not affect my right of way or my right to also do things that I have to do as a Ghanaian. And I think that the young people did well yesterday.
Would you say the message has been sent clearly?
I believe so. Whether it will be listened to, that's another matter. That's up to them. But I believe that it should go on the books that the message was sent. Whether they listen to it or not, that's up to them. But I think they did well.
Right. So that's what we saw yesterday with the youth of the New Patriotic Party staging that demonstration all the way from Circle. They petitioned as well, and they were at the presidency. Alex Segbefia received the petition at the presidency yesterday, basically calling on President Mahama to call his boys to book over what they say is harassment. But yesterday, while all of that was happening, we also know that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the other candidates as well were vetted at the party's headquarters yesterday.
Yeah. It's just a continuation of the processes that we have to go through as a political party. So you buy the nominations are open, you get the nomination forms, you fill it, you send it, you are vetted, and then clearance is given for you to now stand as a candidate. And we are barely 4 months away. It's in January, and we are in September.
31st January.
Yes, so the processes are just going on. Everybody, I believe, went through the vetting yesterday. I don't think anybody will be disqualified, because is it 5 men?
Yeah, all five
men
given the green light.
Wow. So they are all stalwarts of the MPP. They are members of the MPP who can stand for elections. So it's good they are all going. So right now, as Dr. Bawumia said yesterday, let the campaign begin. And he has already set off. He's in the Eastern region as we speak. He's going to be there for the next today and tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we move on. So yes.
And what's the message Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is setting off with now?
Well, there are 3 basic messages that he's sending. The first one is, our political history in this country have shown us that political consistency pays. Every political party, both sides, the major political parties that consistently bring candidates are always consistently rewarded by Ghanaians, because they see you as somebody who is consistent. So Dr. Bawumia believes that having gone the first one, his first time, 2024 was his first time of standing. And of course, garnering 41.75, he didn't win. He believes that he has to put himself up again, because consistency pays for the second one. And he believes that when he goes the second time, it will work. The second message that he's also sending is, when you look at the current situation that we have in our party, we are transitioning. We are moving from, let me say, one generation to the other. He stands in the gap as the person, the most ready person between the generation that is going and those of us who are also coming. He is the most prepared candidate. He's been at this for the past almost 17, 18 years, since 2008, when he was selected as the running mate for His Excellency Nana Addo. He's gone through 8 years of opposition campaigning with him. He went through 8 years as his vice president. So when we look at the people who have all come up, he's the most well prepared.
And when you say that, I mean, I've had questions about, okay, so in what capacity is he more prepared? There are people who are in the race that have been in the NPP longer and have been also at the forefront as well. Is it just because he was vice president?
Of course, being vice president gives you a lot more experience that being minister will not give you. Being vice president will give you exposure that being an MP will not give you. Being vice president and being with governance and doing things or setting agendas, actually fulfilling promises that you made to Ghanaians, all of that gives you certain experiences that definitely being a party general secretary or being a party leader will not afford you. And so when you look at all that experience that we as a party have put him through, we have sent him out there for over 16, 17 years. His face has been on the ballot with His Excellency Nana Addo as the MPP candidate. Then in 2024, we actually crowned it, I believe, by selecting him as our flag bearer. Why would you want to change such a candidate and bring somebody else and come and market that person all over again, when he has been marketed consistently for over 17 years? When you take away His Excellency President Mahama, Dr. Bawumia remains the next most marketed person. And looking at what the NDC that did, and of course looking at history, even with His Excellency Nana Addo, you do not change a candidate that you have marketed. We brought in His Excellency Nana Addo in 2008, we didn't win. We brought him again in 2012, we did not win. We brought him again in 2016 and we won. The NDC have also done the same. They started off with His Excellency Atta Mills. He came 3 times. I think it is His Excellency John Kufuor who came twice. His Excellency John Mahama, of course, by no fault of his, had to take over as president when
Atta Mills
passed on.
Yeah.
But even with him, he had to go one term and he had to go back again and then fight his way back again. 2 elections. He lost 2 elections. So for me, I think that it would be very politically naive on the NPP to change a candidate that we have marketed for so long. Of course, the decision is up to our delegates, and that is why we are going to them. That is why we are speaking to them. One thing about the NPP delegates that I have known, I'm not that old, but at least I've been in this party for half of my life. I registered as a full card-bearing member of the NPP when I was like 20 years. So you should be about 23 years within the party, right from TESCON all the way up. One of the things I have noticed is that our delegates actually do know what's up at any particular time.
Okay.
They know who to bring to win power. So the delegates will decide. And I believe that they will decide in favor of Dr. Bawumia.
Because Dr. Bawumia's detractors or his competitors have said that, well, looking at his showing in the last election, perhaps it's an indication that, well, he's been in the system for long. It's time to bring some fresh limbs into the face of the NPP to be able to actually win power for the NPP.
So Dr. Bawumia's showing the last time was 41.75. His Excellency John Kufuor in 1996 got 39%. The MPP brought him back. Those who are saying this, they have not even gone, so they have 0. They don't have any basics that they are coming from. They are now going to start. So logically, between somebody who got 41.75 and somebody who is going to start from 0, I believe the delegates will make that decision.
So we are
building on something.
So you disagree that the election of 2024 was a verdict of or a vote of no confidence, not just in the past administration of the NPP, but in Dr. Bawumia as well?
I don't think Dr. Bawumia was in his person as a leader. No. The whole administration of which he was vice president, and all the other contenders, I think apart from Kwabena Japan, he was the only one who wasn't part of government.
Yes.
Everybody else was part of government. Honorable Kennedy Japan was an MP for over 20 years. He was a board chairman. My big brother, Brian Champo, was a minister,
yeah.
and he's still an MP. Honorable Educhum was a minister. He's still an MP. Who else am I forgetting? And
so,
we are done.
Yes.
So
Ken, Brian,
so
Edichum.
Apart from Dr. Bawumia, who was also the vice president, and so the only person I can say was not part of that governance is
Engineer Kwabena Japan.
Engineer Kwabena Japan. All others were all part of the government. So if there was a vote of no confidence, it was taken on all of them. And all of them. And remember, this is a government that has spent 8 years. And we know our political history. After 8 years, people, Ghanaians, normally get tired. And we were coming from a tough situation all the way from the COVID. And yesterday, I did see His Excellency, the President, in America admitting that COVID had wiped away 20 years of poverty alleviation efforts, and that we had to rebuild again. And I find it quite interesting that when he's in Ghana, COVID was okay. COVID did nothing. But when he gets out of Ghana, he agrees with the whole world that COVID actually had an impact on us. And if you've gone through that system and look at all the difficulties all of us went through, I was even surprised. I believe the personality of Dr. Bawumia even garnered for the 41%. Had it been any one of them, I'm sure would have gone lower.
You think so?
Oh, yes, I believe so. So those who are saying that Dr. Bawumia should be dropped because he got 41.7% and his first time in as a flag bearer, and of course going for an election, he lost. As I said, at least Dr. Bawumia has shown his face. He's been able to go for an election. He got 41.75. What about them? What are we going to build on? Are we now going to start all over? And with the opportunity that 2028 is offering all Ghanaians and both political parties, because as I said, the whole 2028 election is a movement on both political parties. His Excellency John Mahama is moving away. A new leader would have to come from the NDC. And the MPP too, are we prepared to also bring in a new person and be on the same level with the NDC? All of us will slug it out, or we'll come with somebody who's already gone, has the experience, has the exposure, and can build on something. And I believe this is the message you are sending to them.
And so the argument that, well, if Dr. Bawumia is given the vote to represent the party in 2028 elections, it would be easier for the NDC because there's so much that would be said negatively about him that would make the NPP still remain in opposition.
Again?
So you mean all is said?
What will they say again about Dr. Bawumia? What will they say again that they haven't said in the last 16 years? And of course, they didn't say in the last elections. What again? If they have something new they should bring, they should rather be thinking about whoever they are bringing. I don't know who yet. I'm not God, but I know they would have to bring somebody new. And we would have to discuss that person, just like how they discussed Dr. Bawumia. And so between us, at least Ghanaians know who Dr. Bawumia is. They know his weaknesses. They know his strengths. They know what he can do. He's able to explain himself. The new person that they are also bringing, we are now going to find out who the person is. We are now going to start selling that person. And so I don't think NPP delegates would want the NPP and the NDC to be at the same level. No. We should definitely have an advantage over them.
So Dr. Bawumia has had cause to complain about the kind of campaigning that we saw a couple of weeks ago or months ago in the NPP. And I was telling my colleague Ibrahim that it looks like for the past couple of weeks, it's toned down a bit on the vitriolic comments and all of those things.
Well, the party elders had a meeting. It was getting out of hand. Dr. Bawumia had not just complained, but he also had the occasion to call all of us to order. Sat us down. And, some of us can be quite... Well, we are not like Dr. Bawumia. You know his personality. He's more of the calm side. Doc will just look at it and, he's firm, but he's not... He'll look at you and give you the instruction and move. Make sure you do it. He's not the loud part. So it got to a point, those of us who were also his supporters and those who work for him, we felt compelled to respond. So he had to call all of us to order and asked us to study him. Go, behave like him. So if you've noticed, most of us, especially those of us who have quite hot tempers, we have all calmed down. I mean,
right.
For me, I had to make sure that the Ellen of St. Rose's Akwetia training, that Ellen is now out there. Ellen of Kaswa and Wenchi is on leave because doctor called us to order. And after calling his people to order, then he had to also make the complaint to the party and then to the whole nation. But if this is the way we are going to go, if he also allows his people to also, he himself will not do it. But of course, he has supporters. He has people who love him. And they would also get in there free. Then what kind of a party are we trying to build?
Right.
Fortunately, the party elders listened. Fortunately, the other competitor, what do you call it? The other contenders as well also listened. Mm-hmm. I believe most of them have also called their people to order. Mm-hmm. So if you've realized, over the past few weeks, we are all behaving ourselves because we've been called to order. And now I think if you misbehave, there will be some sanctions, and your own boss will sanction you. And so we are going to, as much as possible, all of us would.
Because for me, I've enjoyed these past couple of weeks.
It's more peaceful.
Where it's been very peaceful.
And
but like Dr. Baumia
issues
said,
that are
exactly.
coming out.
But this is, you're now getting into the thick of the campaigning itself.
Oh, well, let's see. Hopefully.
And that's where I fear it might rear its head again.
Well, hopefully, we'll behave ourselves. Those of us on the Dr. Baumia side, I can promise Ghanaians we will behave ourselves. We will behave ourselves because our boss is a disciplined man. We listen to him when he gives instructions. He said we should behave, and we will behave ourselves.
And what if the fire keeps coming?
He said we should behave, so we'll behave. Until further instructions.
Until further instructions. But then you are very confident and upbeat that the message is sinking well with the delegates of the party?
Yes. I was in the Bunu and Bunu East regions a week ago. That's why last week I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I went to see some of the delegates. I went to talk to them. And yes, I believe that our message is sinking. Dr. Baumia himself is also going to them. He's been to them already. Yeah. In the last almost 2-3 years, he's been there over. And Dr. Baumia, I believe, is one candidate who has been in every constituency in Ghana more than 5-6 times. And he's going back again. Personally, I have been all over the country with him about twice or thrice, 3 times. And he's going back again. So he knows every... And when I'm saying 6 times, I mean the past 3 years, all over the country. Remember that he's also done it right from 2008 with His Excellency Nanado. So Dr. Baumia actually knows everywhere in this country. He knows where to find everybody, including the MPP delegates, and he'll go to them. And he's going to them. So yes, his message is sinking down well. As I said, he's been a consistent face for us. He's been an excellent vice president. So far, I believe he's been an excellent leader. He brings a very calming effect into the party. And he's one person who has a huge, big, open heart. That's one of the things I like about him. Some of us, we don't have that. I believe in an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Dr. Baumia does not believe in that. He believes that have a big heart for everybody. He's teaching all of us that.
Because some of the contenders feel that is also a weakness. That we don't need, at this point in time, we don't need a calm leader. We need someone who brings fire.
Which fire?
Fire for fire.
And you go and fight too.
Not fighting, but then bring some
the fire to do what?
Yeah. And not calm our situations. We need to take very drastic measures and be very confident about it and making sure that we are cracking the whip that needs to be cracked.
What is more drastic than Dr. Baumia making a complaint to the National Executive Council and everybody being called and all of us have calmed down? Isn't that leadership? Isn't that leadership? So those who want the fire for what? When it comes to affairs of leadership, and that's why I said we are learning. Some of us are still in the process, hopefully, and we will learn. We need a calm head. You want to take that fire onto the international market, onto the international scene, into diplomacy. When you have to negotiate for deals, you have to talk to other world leaders, then you are taking fire. Is that what we want? We need a leader who is calm, who is firm, who knows what to do, who has experience, who has done it before, and has learned how to do it. So those who are asking for fire, The presidency is not the right place for fire. Other positions, yes, but definitely not the presidency. So if you've noticed, even all the other contenders who are known for fire and fire, they are all calming down because they are getting to a position where it is not fire.
So you mean
it is calmness.
They are coming to that realization.
It is steadfastness. It is a calm, open brain that can take decisions, with a clear mind, not with anger, not with so much emotions that clouds your judgment. You need a clear cognitive ability to be able to take decisions as a president. And so, if you can see, every one of them is like, even on the NDC side, the one who is even known to be fire, he is also coming down. So, being a president is not fire. You see the videos coming out. My own uncle, General Mosquito, the rumors are that he also wants to stand on the NDC side. And you can see that gradually he's also changing. He's changing his persona. No, I'm not even talking about that. You can see now, General is moving from this to presidential. That should tell you that the president, we don't go with this. We go with correct, calm, correct mind.
And so you believe that Dr. Bawumia embodies the right personality
for the MPP now. He's the person who I believe is the most well prepared for the job. Of course, I'm not saying the other candidates are not capable, but they have to learn on the job. Perhaps after Dr. Bawumia, we'll look at them. But for now, it is Dr. Bawumia.
It is Dr. Bawumia. Okay, so let's shift focus from the NPP and talk about the school placement now.
Yes.
Quite a number of issues rearing its head, and we've had that over the years, and we hope that this year would be different, but looks like we still have to battle the issues there.
Well, the problems were solved or went down a bit with the new government and new changes. I don't know what's going on with the education ministry, whether they still have what we call institutional memory. Because when the new government came with the new ministers, they did change a few people at the school placement system. So I don't know what's up, but definitely there should be history on how these things are done. And I as much as I really, really empathize with the plight of the parents, because by next year by this time I should be in the same in a year I should be in the same situation. My son would also be writing, so I'm really, really hoping that they are able to sort it out so that those of us who will come in next year will also not join the fray. It can be quite disheartening. So please, I'm hoping the Ministry of Education is in and the school placement system is able to sort it out and get the children placed at the right places. The problem now is the placement. When you give a child who lives in the Volta region a school in Accra, and you don't give that child boarding, you give that child day, how are the parents supposed to sort it out? Remember, these are 13, 14, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds who are just about leaving home. So I have an issue with those who are being placed outside their towns, outside their regions, and being placed in day schools. That is an issue. It's a huge issue. If the parents if you want to place them in a day school, please put them in the same town or in the same region so that the parents can make arrangements. But when you send them across regions and you are placing them in day schools, it makes the work extra difficult for parents. Yesterday, I did hear the Greater Accra Regional Minister.
Yes, Linda Oklu.
Making some comments about if your child is not placed where you want to get.
She says she's been taken out of context.
She's been taken out of context.
Yes.
Well,
so she's released a statement to clarify.
Let me grant her that grace, because this work sometimes it can be quite difficult. So let's all grant her that grace. But this is a time to place the children where they can learn, where they can give the best of their ability. Not where we look for extra classes teachers. That is not what we need at this point. The point is to get our children placed. And they should also bring some order into wherever they are doing it. Yesterday, the scenes were just too chaotic.
At the center.
Yes, it was just too chaotic. I'm hoping that today it will be a bit better.
Okay,
and
so
we can move on.
Right. So let me quickly read to you the statement released by the Greater Accra Regional Minister, because she made some comments yesterday, and those comments have gone quite viral, and it's received a lot of bashing from people who felt that the comments were quite, insensitive to the plight of parents who had some challenges getting their awards schools. And so she has released a statement basically saying that her attention has been drawn to concerns raised about the comments that she made at the Nat Hall regarding school placements. It says that I wish to clarify that my statement was not meant to trivialize the challenges parents and students are facing with the placement system. I deeply empathize with every family whose ward did not secure their preferred school choice, and I acknowledge the stress and disappointment this has caused. What I sought to emphasize was that regardless of where a child is placed, parents can still play an important role in supporting their academic journey. Suggestions such as seeking extra tuition or mentorship were offered only as complementary measures, not as a replacement for the responsibility of government and stakeholders to ensure a fair, transparent, and efficient placement process. I remain committed to working with the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service, and all that, well, as the challenges persist and government seeks to find ways to get out of them, you can get some extra tuition here and there.
As I said, at this point, extra tuition is not what we parents want to hear. Parents want their children to be placed and go get an education. And when they start getting the education, we can look at extra tuition. Right now, the children are placed. So where does the extra tuition come in? They need to be placed. They need to go to school. They need to get into school. When they are placed, and then they start learning, and there's extra that is needed, I'm sure the parents will sort it out. But at this particular moment, nobody needs extra tuition. We need to get the system working. We need to get them placed.
And you say it looks like lessons were not learned.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's happening in the school placement system office. But as of last year, I think this went on quite smoothly without all the noise. So I don't know what's up, whether institutional memory is gone, whether the people are new, so they are confused. But then his Honorable Edichum is around, his staff is around. I'm sure that if they reach out to them, they can help them make it smoother. And let's move on. We shouldn't have a repeat of this next year.
Because there's so much frustration.
It's just that people are simply frustrated.
The parents are frustrated, the students themselves are frustrated.
Because it's been 8 years of this. This is the 9th year of the free SHS system. And we've gone through all the processes. So as at the last 3-4 years, if you remember, it was quite smooth. There were people were being placed. Yeah, I'm not saying that it was totally okay. People still had issues, but it wasn't this chaotic. So I really don't know what's going on with them. And we're also hoping that the free SHS is not touched, and that
the assurance has been given.
They are going to school, assurance is different from reality. Right. So as they are now going to school, I'm hoping that parents will not come complaining that we are being asked to pay for this, we are being asked to pay for this, and the ministry will keep an eye on the schools, because some schools can be quite recalcitrant. The Ministry of Education can say that the students are not paying for this, but then the school will say that they are paying for it. So we have to keep an eye on all those things. Sometimes some schools give the ministry a bad name, so they have to keep an eye. Otherwise, very soon we'll start hearing stories about things that they are not supposed to pay for.
From payment to
then we'll go to their food that is being stolen. But it happened. Were we not here? Didn't we see pictures and videos of matrons and people who were stealing the food of that also? I actually find that evil. Anybody who does that, I believe you are an evil person. The government have sat down, used all of us our taxes, and said that let us feed our children. The food is actually brought, and you steal it. You are evil. So we have to keep an eye for all these people. People will steal if we do not keep an eye on them. We have to keep an eye on them. Because government, I believe that the previous government actually did send the things. But some of them actually went into...
The foodstuff were diverted.
And it's sad. But if they don't keep an eye on it, with this being a new government and they are now trying to find their feet in all this, I bet you people will take advantage and they'll be stealing.
So there needs to be some measures put in place.
They have to. I believe the
clamp
Minister
down
of
on all of
Education
these ones.
is quite... He's knowledgeable, he knows what to do,
yeah.
and he will keep an eye on it.
Quite interesting, and we'll be getting... Awokekele will be joining us shortly on the conversations as well. But then if you are a parent and you are also, or you're a student, and you have challenges with the placement issues, just get interactive with us on social media. Let's know exactly what your experience has been with the placement issues. I remember that over the years, yes, we've had the challenges, but then like Ellen puts it, this one looks a bit untidy compared to what we've seen in the past year. So share your experiences with us as well. Let us know exactly what's on your mind, and we'll be sure to also get into that for you. My guest this morning, Ellen Amadeku, the birthday girl, who says she is not only celebrating her birthday, but also celebrating her father, who has made it very possible for her to be on the show with us this morning. Daughters.
Charlie performs babysitting duties, so you have
to...
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Everything to make me shine, Daddy does it.
So long as it makes you gives you the opportunity to do what you have to do. Oh, that's fine. So we are congratulating his name again.
Kwesi Asantedeko.
Mr. Kwesi Asantedeko. Happy birthday to you as well. Because I'm sure some 43 years ago on this day, he was running helter-skelter. His baby girl is coming. I know the feeling because I remember when I also have my first daughter. Hey, Charlie, I'm becoming the father. It's very interesting. And so, we'll get to more conversations, but I will take a breather here. This is still GA Today here on GHOne Television. When we return, we'll continue with the conversations. All right, thank you so much for staying with us here on GHOne on GHOne Television. This is the breakfast review segment of the show. And my guest this morning, Ellen Amadeku. She is an adjunct lecturer at the UPSA and also a special aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is vying and asking delegates of the party to choose him as leader again for the party because he is the right choice for the party at this time. And Amma, you heard from her. She mentions that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the most prepared among the 5 who have all been vetted and given the nod to begin campaigning and soliciting the mandate of the delegates. Remember, on the 31st of January 2026, the NPP will be choosing a leader, and that leader, flag bearer, would oversee the restructuring of the party, among other things, ahead of 2028. So, Ellen, let's talk about the CJ.
Yes.
Justice Paul Bafoboni. He's been nominated. Yeah, he's been nominated by President Mahama.
Nomination is not the same as being CJ.
Well,
he's still acting.
He's acting, but he's been nominated. And if you look at it, I mean, it's just semantics. When you look at how things are, it's very likely, most likely, that he would be approved as Chief Justice. I'm sure for most people, that's no surprise at all.
Well, there's not a surprise. I mean, when you undermine your fellow judge, get her out, actively participate in the processes of getting her out, and you are rewarded for getting her out. What do you expect? What should we say? Congratulations.
But for Bonnie, he actively participated in seeing the back of Get Rich Talk.
Of course. I mean, so what do you expect us to say? Congratulations for undermining your colleague. Let's find something and talk about.
How did he undermine Justice Tokono?
What is it? How was Justice Tokono taken out that he's replacing her? Was he not part of the process?
What part did he play?
I don't know what he played, but obviously he's a beneficiary of what has gone on. I really don't feel like discussing him because I feel that he for even him taking this position tells everybody that he was eyeing the position and he helped actively.
So even though the NDC maintains that nothing wrong was done in the removal of the Chief Justice, but only following the Constitution,
so yes, they follow the
you still hold that clearly.
Fine. So we should congratulate him for what? Undermining his fellow. You are all in an institution. Then you actively undermine, get your boss out, and then you take over the position. And we are supposed to clap, shout, and throw a party for you. Hooray. It
was not his decision.
That's up to him.
It was the president's decision acting on.
It's up to them.
146.
Okay, we're here.
You're very, very displeased. Especially with the CJ. We've seen the back of the CJ. But the CJ is in court.
We are not talking about a court case. We are talking about the fact that he has been nominated as CJ.
Yes.
And I said yes. What does he expect us? What do you expect us to do? We should throw a party for him. That he has taken out his colleague and he's now sitting in his seat.
What would be your expectations of him?
I don't have any. I don't know him.
As Chief Justice?
I don't know him. I don't have any.
Head of the Judiciary?
I hope it ends well for him. I believe he still has a year more to go.
Yeah.
Before he hits the retirement age.
Exactly.
So let's hope and pray that the 1 year ahead of him is peaceful. And he finishes peacefully. What he did not Madame Tokono didn't get, he gets it peacefully. We don't have anything else.
No, I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised because
I'm wishing him well. I can't wish him well too.
Oh, so that's your well wishes to Justice Paul Bafoboni.
Well.
And you have no expectations. That's unlike you.
Why should I have any?
Because the head of the Judiciary.
I wish him well.
Yeah, quite interesting. Quite interesting. Ellen, looks like there are things on your chest.
My dear, I
this
wish
morning.
him well.
But is this part of what you've been told not to fire?
Yeah, I wish him well. Can't I wish the incoming Chief Justice well? I wish him well.
Right.
The next 1 year, 3 months that he still has as Chief Justice, may it end well for him. What Madam Tokonu did not get, may he get it. A peaceful retirement.
But I keep asking you about what you would want to see.
I don't
and
want
you
to
don't
see
want,
anything.
You don't want to see anything at all.
Interested.
No expectations.
I wish him well.
Whatsoever.
No. I'm not a lawyer. Hopefully, in the next 1.5 years, I'll not get any court case that I would have to appear before court. That is my prayer. So, what one is my problem?
But I still believe this is also in furtherance of what you have always held to be injustice done there.
I haven't said that. I said I wish him well.
Well, you're still watching GH Today here on GHOne television. So let it be on record. Ellen is wishing the Chief Justice well.
Incoming Chief Justice.
Incoming Chief Justice. He's been nominated by President Mahama. But by the way, President Mahama at the UN General Assembly, he says, well, we are going to reset the global governance structure as well.
Has he finished resetting Ghana? Has he finished resetting Galamsey and these issues? And he's now going global.
you have no.
Mr. President,
he's leading the charge.
He has to reset Ghana.
And isn't he doing that?
It's been 9 months.
Isn't he doing that?
Have you seen the water? Konyako Water Works is off. My daddy is not getting water. My daddy lives in Kaswa. The past 2 weeks has been hell. Hell. And daddy has lived in Kaswa for over 30 years. He's one of the people who moved there years ago.
Right.
So we've known the water situation. We've never really had any serious issues with water. But for the first time in 30 years, we are going through stress. The people and look at the population of Kaswa now. And it is the Konyako Water Works that was supplying. All the people around, that's where, I think I heard it's about how many constituencies? 6 constituencies also. They've been through hell. Now I hear cholera is breaking out. Has he finished resetting that problem? The Galamsey issue that is sitting on all of us, I hate. He hasn't finished. He's now going international with the resetting agenda. How far with it? 9 months? Well, the people, they will listen to.
But can you really blame the situation on John Mahama's administration?
And why shouldn't I blame him?
Past few months, is that why Konyako Water Works is shutting down?
Is he not the one who said he would do it? At least when His Excellency Nanado came into power in 2017, he declared a ban on small-scale mining for about 1.5 years. And we saw a lot of improvement in our water, if you remember. So, of course, what happened after he lifted the ban is another story for all of us to discuss. And that is what led to a lot of Ghanaians actually voting out the NPP. They voted out the NPP. Some of the reasons for voting out was the fact that they felt the fight against Galamsey had fallen into water. And we had not done well with it. His Excellency John Mahama and all his people stood on it. In fact, 4 months to elections, they were disturbing everybody in this country with a state of emergency. He went ahead and promised us that in his first 120 days, he's going to take a decisive decision on the Galamsey matter and make sure that our water bodies are cleared. 9 months down the line, what you came to meet, we have actually closing it. We are closing our waterways because the Galamsey effect on the Ayesu River is such that it cannot feed the Konyako Works, so they have to close it down. And so if you haven't finished resetting just Galamsey, one, he has a lot of research to do, but just one, Galamsey, we are still fighting it. And you're coming to tell me that you are now going international. Let him finish the one in Ghana first. Let us, because the Galamsey matter is not funny.
But the president says he's putting in place measures.
Why is it
to deal with the Galamsey menace, and the results then they don't just pop up in a day or two.
Oh, he knew that. They knew that. That is when Sam George was telling us that executive power lies in the bosom of the president, and if the president so wishes, within 1 week, he will take a decision on the Galamsey and make sure that it works. It's been 9 months.
But that's Sam George.
He's his minister. He's his cabinet minister. So obviously, these are they had a discussion. They had the strategies to fight Galamsey. And that is why he could boldly come out and tell us that. It's been 9 months. We are still looking at this. Now, when you see food in the market, you might sit here in Accra and think that you're okay. You are not. Because all the food that you eat, you buy from the market, comes from the hinterlands. Do you know the water that was used to water it? We are getting, I heard that there are reports that now we have mercury in Kuntumri.
Yeah. And there's a lot of lead poisoning as well.
There's a lot of lead poisoning. We don't think that those are serious issues that we should be dealing with. And then when you go and come back and you tell us that the MPP is out of office. Ghanaians voted us out because obviously we could not do it. And you said you can do it. You gave Ghanaians the promise. And you have left it. Declare a state of emergency. You are telling us that there are other measures that can be put in place before state of emergency. What are the measures? What are the effects? 9 months, we haven't seen anything. It's rather getting worse.
NIMOS has been launched officially.
What's the
National
benefit?
Anti-Illegal Mining.
What is the benefit? Has our water bodies cleared? Right. It doesn't matter what they will launch. It doesn't matter what about the blue water guard people? What is happening with them?
Oh, they are on site.
Is still. In fact, I hear that what we call the turbidity levels are even worse. Worse. So you can launch everything in this world. If it is not translating to my water being clear, and I have to be buying, tanks of water, my dad has to be buying it, I have to be sending it home. I'm not a happy woman. And of course, I can tell you that a lot of people in the central region are not happy. And when you go further, people are not happy because their farmlands are being taken away. The people are actually mining in the night. This Galam said it is serious. Though.
But Ellen, you mentioned that the government is still finding its feet. Is it wrong to give the government, say, an extra year?
Do they 1 year? Would you be alive for 1 year? With the way things are going. Now, Konyako is off. The next time will be wager. Because, the wager also takes its source from the hinterlands. Is it the wager dam?
Yes.
So very soon, we'll start having the problems with that one too. And imagine that we close down Wager Dam. Bong too will be at risk. These are the things. And we've been saying this for years. Water is life. I still don't get it. My policy, my belief, and I said it when we were in power, I'll still say it now, that the people who are sitting on our rivers, we should shoot them and kill them. Because they are killing us.
So I believe
we shoot to kill.
The shoot to kill approach.
Even and this is not the first time I'm saying, I've said it right here. Because anybody look at what we are doing to, look, we have thousands of Ghanaians who cannot get water. Those who are getting water are actually being poisoned. And we have left these people and they are there. They are there. On our rivers. Still mining. And we are looking at them. You tell me that you are going to reset internationally. Mr. President, hurry up and come home. It's not easy, Central region.
Yeah.
They voted for you heavily. They are not happy. They are not. At least I can speak for Kaswa. That is a Wutu Senya East. They are not happy. So come and let's solve the problem. When it comes to water, all of us will help you because we all need water to drink. Right. Apart from that, everything else is up to you. You say you can solve. But the water problem, sir, I beg, come home and let's solve it. That UN thing, the resetting, let's finish resetting here. And then we can export it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming, Ellen Amadeku, an adjunct lecturer at the UPSA, and also a special aid to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. But today is her birthday as well, and so we are celebrating her on the show. One of the Ellen. Looking beautiful there, as always. Happy birthday. So we are GHOne Television. We wish you many more blessings, long life, and all your heart's desires. And we appreciate you so much. And we wish your candidates well as well. And I know that a victory for Dr. Baumia would be one of the greatest things you would like to see. And so we look forward to that.
A victory 31st, and of course, a victory
31st. Okay.
On the 7th December 2020.
Well, if it happens, we'll be here to celebrate as well with you. But happy birthday to you. And have a very splendid day.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Right, so that's it for the Breakfast Review segment. We've got more for you. Kindly stay with us.
Much for staying on with us. So let's get into our next conversation. And I'm excited about this one because it talks about inclusivity and how we can ensure that when it comes to education, especially, no child is left behind, regardless of the circumstance they find themselves in. I have my guest in studio. Let me quickly get to them. And good morning, gentlemen. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Right. So if you just introduce yourself to me.
Yes, my name is Jalil Odum. I work in the Disability Fraternity, and particularly I'm the Director for Inclusion Ghana.
Absolutely. And my brother there?
My name is Richard Doku, and I'm a full-time teacher, and also I work with the Ghana National Association of the Deaf.
Right. Okay, so Chalil,
supporting their project and the activity on sign language inclusion.
Absolutely. So nice to have you guys, Richard and then Chalil. So let me start with you, Chalil. So how important is it that in the frame of our education we have inclusivity, and it's not just by word of mouth, but it's actually happening on the grounds?
I think that over the years, if you watch, our system, I mean, there have been a lot of people who have been left behind in the educational system, either excluded or, in some ways segregated. And I think that what we always talk about is that if we are leaving these people behind, what is their future? They are not able to contribute to national development. They are not able to, get, out of poverty, because obviously if you don't have education, you will not have, a very meaningful employment. It also means that, these people will not be able to contribute, to the national cake. And we think that, this cannot be accepted. And the fact that, our Constitution, the 1992 Constitution, if you look at Article 25, it provides that, we should provide equal opportunities for all, whether in facilities or, in education. And so I think that this is so critical. It is time for us to make sure that everybody, regardless of your disability, regardless of your background, regardless of the needs that you have, even in education, you are part of the system.
Quite interesting. But let me come to you, Richard. And so specifically for deaf learners, how important is it that we bridge the gap in the education space, especially when it comes to inclusivity?
When we talk about inclusive education, it actually means that every child should have opportunity or the right to education. It doesn't matter whether you're a deaf person, whether you're a blind person, you have any form of disability. But for deaf kids, the most important thing is that they have a big challenge, which is communication. We use sign language to communicate. That doesn't mean that they can be included with other kids who don't have disability. The important thing that we need to do is that we need to use sign language. Sign language doesn't mean that anybody who just know how to sign one or two words should be a teacher. No. The best area is that for inclusive education to work, to bridge the gap between the deaf and the hearing community, teachers should know how to sign. Then if you know how to sign, you are able to communicate with the kids. And then if that happens, it means that the teacher will be able to teach the deaf kids and also the hearing kids at the same time. They won't feel that they are separated from their hearing counterparts. This is because it will help build social relationship. Because when you are signing, the kids will have the opportunity to mingle with their hearing friends. They will also learn sign language. They'll be able to communicate. They'll be able to share ideas. Because sign language is bridging that communication. So that is what we are looking for. And also, secondly, it will also promote communication among, deaf people. Today, in today's world, people think that people don't know that sign language is even a language on its own. They think that, sign language is for only people who cannot talk. No, that is wrong. Sign language is a language on its own. For instance, as we are here, you are talking to me, I'm talking to you. How is that possible? It's because of the use of what? Sign language. So if sign language is being used in the classroom, then it means that we can all communicate together. The kids can communicate with their kid, with the other kids. Teachers can communicate with the kids, and it will help the education of the deaf kids.
Very, very exciting. But then looking at the current situation where we do not have teachers necessarily signing and all of that, what other challenges are students who have this condition dealing with?
I'm not sure that the teachers, we are not saying that the teachers, all of them don't know sign language. The thing is that we have teachers who know sign language. We have institutions that train teachers, who know sign language. For example, if you go to Winneba, University of Education Winneba, there's an institution that actually trains teachers to be skilled in sign language so that they can come and teach. So they have the capacity. But looking at, after they're done with the training, are they being sent to the deaf schools? That is the challenge. So, for instance, with our system now, I beg to say, with the system that we find ourselves in now, everybody wants employment. Everybody wants to become, to get a job. So we end up posting teachers who don't even know sign language. They don't even have any educational, background in education for persons with disability. So then when they come in there, they're not able to fill that gap. So that is what we are advocating for, that the teachers who are coming should be teachers who know sign language, who can actually sign so that they can help the kids. If the particular teacher who is coming is from, let's say, a University of Education, the person knows sign language, the person can sign. When that person is posted to the deaf school, then it will help resolve that problem. That's what we are seeing now.
Right, so that we do not have a situation where students who are deaf perhaps would be segregated, then they would have a dedicated teacher. But then even in the classroom, we can have students who are not deaf, can hear, and students who are deaf, all in the same classroom when the teacher is equipped.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me come back to you, Cello. So in this situation, what does government need to do?
A lot. I think that we have seen government doing, investing in a lot of educational, facilities, building the schools and many other things that have happened over the years. But what we need investment in is also the both the infrastructure and also accessible equipment or accessible tools that can actually help others who may have some educational needs. And so if you look at deaf persons, definitely they need the sign language interpreter, in the classroom to support the work of the teacher, like we are doing on this set. You can see absolutely we are all communicating together. Obviously, if you do have, an interpreter in the classroom who is interpreting for the person who is deaf, obviously this person can actually participate, learn together with, his other colleagues or peers, and be able to, contribute, in the classroom. If we talk about inclusive education, if you put, a child in the classroom and the child cannot participate, then that inclusive education is not happening. So I think first and foremost, government must invest, in making sure that we train more, sign language interpreters, and particularly for the Ghanaian sign language. And just so you know, there are other sign language. We have the International Sign Language, American Sign Language, and others. We would like, the government to prioritize the Ghanaian Sign Language such that it becomes one of the languages that are studied, in school. I mean, like we are doing with French. You can see that at the basic level, everyone is learning French. So let it be part of the system. Let's systemize it. So we are saying that let's invest, in training a lot of teachers that will be able to teach the Ghanaian Sign Language. Let's also invest in making sure that the Ghanaian Sign Language is part of the curriculum. Let's make sure that, we are building a cadre of, experts that are going to support this process.
Absolutely.
And then importantly, the tools that are used in the classroom. When you're teaching and you're using, like, for instance, videos and others, you must have captions so that the deaf persons can follow. Even when there's no sign language interpreter, the person can follow. But of course, we want a combination of all of these things. I think that if government invests in these important areas that I've mentioned, we are going to have a very good.
And when we talk of investments, the other thing that we look at is, okay, what's in it for me before the investment goes? So inclusive education, how does it benefit the entire society, not just deaf people or persons?
Absolutely. I think that the return on investment is amazing, is big. Now, if you look at currently, we have a deaf person who is a lawyer. Obviously, that person is contributing to national development.
True.
If you look at even the disability community, we used to have a minister who was blind, for instance. That person contributed to national development. So the return on investment is that we are leaving no one behind. And as you may have followed the Sustainable Development Goals, no one should be left behind by virtue of their disability, or their background or anything, even linguistic, by their language. And deaf persons would need the language to be able to communicate. And so I think that if you look at the whole return on investment, we are looking at, building, a human resource that will be able to contribute to national development. And I think that we are going to get a bright future together.
And for you, Richard, what would you say should be the practical steps that we're taking from today? Because, the best time to start is now. What practical steps do we need to take to ensure that all the barriers that persons with the hearing disability encounter day in, day out, just trying to get education, are no more? We get rid of those barriers.
Okay. I would say that for the barriers, I think that we have to look at the programs at the universities, those who are actually learning sign language to become teachers in our schools. We should make the programs or their curriculums more practical, because that is where it starts from. Once the teacher who is going to impact the knowledge to the kids have the acquired knowledge, they have the requisite knowledge to do that, then that's where the first steps comes in. They will be able to, handle the kids well. They'll be able to impact that knowledge into the kids. And when we talk about inclusive education, we are not saying that they should be separated or have different classrooms. We are saying that the teacher himself should be able to sign, so that then when we have hearing kids and deaf kids in the same classroom, the teacher will be able to communicate to both kids, where they will all feel as part of the class, they will all benefit. That is where the first step will come from. So then, and even with that, it will even help the education of the hearing kids, because deaf people learn, visually. So that will help more. And also, we will need some financial support, because some of the teachers are not able to support themselves, to get some of these courses done. So maybe if there can be some flexibility, there can be some support system for the teachers who are actually showing interest in learning social education when it comes to sign language, where they can get the required knowledge. If they have to go outside the country and get that knowledge and come back and support, I think that will help. I think just as my brother just said, Jelu said, if we are saying that, let's say we are giving subtitles or captions, which is that is in the case where there are no interpreters, that will be helpful for the adult deaf people. Right. But how about the kids? They might not be able to read. They might not be able to understand the words that is being captured. So we are fighting for both. Whilst the caption is there should be the interpreter. There should be sign language, so that the kids will have complete, full access. They can also feel that they are also part of the system that we are. If the hearing kids are watching and they are excited about the news that is coming up, the deaf person can also have the same excitement. For instance, NAT has developed some books for kids, and that is the first book for deaf kids. as storybooks for deaf kids to read. And we have translated this book into 4 different languages, in Ewe, Dagari, Twi, and English. So then it supports even parents. When you pick the book and you go to the link where the book is located, you have all these videos where you can also follow.
Amazing. But Richard, policymakers are watching us this morning. What would be your message to them?
I would say that I would plead on our policymakers that deaf education is different from our hearing education, honestly speaking. One deaf child is equal to 50 hearing kids, if you want to compare, like the effort that you have to put in. If you want to put in an effort in training a deaf child. So when we are making the policies, when we are making those decisions, let's please involve the special teachers, the teachers who are in the special schools, because they are the ones facing the reality on the ground. They know the kids, they know what the kids need, they know the activities of the kids. But we realize that for today, our policymakers, they go and sit down in their offices, make the decisions, and come and impose it on us. Meanwhile, they don't even know the integrities of what goes into we training these kids. But if we have the good policies, if we have good decisions, then we'll be able to train these kids, and this kids will grow up and become benefits to the society. We don't want the situation where they will grow up and then they'll all be looking for a government job, waiting on salary. We want them to be innovative. We want them to be able to, bring out their own ideas and, create their own jobs. So I would say to the policymakers that if they are making any decisions, they should make the decisions inclusive with persons with disability, those who are on the field. Also they should also put in the effort to actually pay more attention as to motivating our teachers, because these teachers are sacrificing a lot. As I said, one deaf child is equal to 50 hearing kids if you want to put in the effort. So there should be some motivation for them, if there's maybe some allowances or set something that will motivate them to, do the work, because they have to go all around getting all these materials, all this information just to make sure that they can educate, kids who have disability.
Okay.
So I think that is what our policymakers will have to think about. Okay. Because right now, even though we know that inclusive education is, something that the government is championing, the question is that how practical is it? You see, we have over 16 deaf schools in Ghana right now. If we want to put all of them in the hearings, what do you think will happen? It will be a disaster. So we want those who are at the high table, please, even if you really want to get the ideas, they can visit the school themselves so that they can see the situation firsthand. Okay. And that, I think, will inform the decisions that they will make that will benefit the deaf kids.
Thank you, Richard. Well, let me give you the final word, Jalil.
I think that what we want to say to government is that deaf persons cannot be left behind.
True.
And that education is a human right. And for that matter, we should bring, the needs and, the resources that we need to educate that persons, on the table. And let's make sure that we will educate all persons, including deaf persons.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. But Richard, how do I sign thank you for coming? I want to be able to sign thank you for coming.
So this is the sign. So you open your palm just like I've done mine.
Okay.
Then you place it on your lips.
Oh.
Just like this. Thank you. Then you move it forward. Thank you. So that is a sign for thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
So thank you, Richard, for coming. Thank you, Jalil, for coming. And to our viewers, thank you. Thank you. Keep staying with us. I will say thank you until we close the show. But guys, I'm excited to have you here, and we'll also make ourselves available for further commentary and also championing this cause, because the more inclusive a society we are, the more we also improve in all other aspects. Thank you so much for coming. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you. Right, so today we'll bring you an interview, my colleague Natalie Ford had, with a man who is into IT, AI, and we're looking at how that can be applicable in the private sector. AI, human resources, putting the two together and making sure that we are getting the best out of both.
Every moment, and unfortunately for a funeral back in the and our mind and our intellect is very busy, but there's other parts of us that are not as active. And if you think about intelligence, there's sorts of intelligence, not just the ones that AI are using. And there's no doubt that AI in certain areas is going to be much superior to human thinking. And that will be a fact. So what do we do about that? But if you look at the big picture, I'm old enough to know there have been a whole range of changes and movements. Even the movement of into computers and the movement into PC, personal computers, the world of the internet, there have been all these waves of change. And every time I've seen the same response, diversity of responses. Right. Some people really excited, some people scared, and they've reason to be scared. But the people who seem to embrace it do well.
Are on the winning
and
side.
The people who don't embrace it and fight in any of those situations don't do well. And I'd like to see everyone in Ghana do well.
And we're going to get to its role generally, it's artificial intelligence, and specifically in Ghana and public and private sector. But you say that previously, with the introduction of various technologies, there are varied reactions, but many times it's one of fear. Do you find that people are responding to AI with that sense of fear? And you are in both passion mapping, which has nothing to do with AI, which has to do with the essence of being, and you're well versed on artificial intelligence as well. Don't you see those worlds clashing?
No, I see them complementing. They're both important. They're both part of who we are as human beings. And what I really want to see is that AI supports us to be better humans at the end of the day. Not just about making money or doing things more efficiently. That AI, which is an incredibly powerful technology, actually helps us be better humans, be more productive, be more joyous. How many times do you hear people promoting AI talk about joy or talk about humanity even?
So humanity needs to, in my view, be really enhanced. People need to stay with their humanity, stay with their culture, otherwise it will dissolve in the face of AI. So I see them as balanced.
As balanced. Talking about humanity and staying in touch with culture and the essence of one's being, what is passion mapping?
Passion mapping is a way of understanding one's passion, and for me, passion is life force. It's what brings us alive. And we are passionate all the time, but we've learnt ways not to be passionate. So if you go back to and capture all of the different ways we come alive and then put them into a pattern, we call that a map. And when people experience being connected to all the ways that they come alive at once,
right,
which is what the passion map is, they have a different sense of themselves. They have a deeper sense of themselves. They have a sense of their creative essence. They have a sense of incredible confidence that can come from that creative essence. So passion mapping is both a way of understanding the passions that we have and how they come alive in us, and it's also a way of understanding where they come from in this creative essence and how we can live from that place. And so that's very much what we do.
Right. Now, I will say you've, of course, had your passion mapping training here in Ghana, which I was privileged to be a part of, and I realized the benefits of passion mapping even on a personal front. But what would you say to businesses, employers? Oftentimes, we don't always see businesses investing in the passion or discovery of the passion of their staff, and therefore the investments in that side as well, as opposed to just a bottom line. How does realizing and nurturing these passion maps help the bottom line? What would you say to businesses specifically?
Well, the first thing is understanding the passions of your work colleagues gets you a sense of closeness.
Right.
And so when we work with a team, we do work individually and then we work together. And oftentimes people come across a relationship within their team and they had no idea about part of who that human being was. So first of all, it's about connection. When we come together from a deeper place, we have a much stronger connection. It's also about what happens when you get the whole together, when all of the passions are aligned to the purpose of the team. It's profound, and that normally doesn't happen. So we're interested in aligning our own personal purpose with the purpose of the team, with the purpose of the organization, and there's just this energy and throughput to make things happen aligned to what the company wants.
Right. And you've done this in many companies across the world, in leading firms across the world. Over how many, if you may spare me a figure?
Countries.
Countries, companies?
Oh, I can't count the companies, but the countries, we've worked in Asia and Europe and now in Africa, or I've worked in Egypt.
Right.
It's our essence, who we truly are as human beings, is transportable. And it connects anyone.
Anywhere,
I connect with anyone in the world through this work. And it's a great gift. Because they get to share their essence with me and me with them, and magic happens.
Right. Now, let's talk about the public sector, right? We know the benefits to the private sector. How about public sector? Because things there may tend to be quite just work alone, right? And we don't find that there is that investment in the well-being of staff with regards to their passion. What would you tell leaders of public sector organizations and governments in general here in Ghana as to why passion mapping and webbing it into AI is relevant, and how do they do so?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to recount a very quick anecdote. When I came to this conference, I was asked to give a keynote to. One of the things we did was had groups of OD consultants from all around the world coming together and solving a real problem. And I was on a group that was going to one of the government agencies, and we were sitting in a team, and it was fairly typical, and people were very negative because they were scared. And then one young woman had a computer and an AI, and we asked the question, who's doing this well in Africa? And suddenly it's Kenya doing something, and instead of, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that, why don't we try and do what Kenya's achieved? Right. And suddenly the dynamic totally changed. It was one query of the AI. And I think we're going to be at a place where we have meetings in government where one of the seats is AI, because in government things can't change quickly.
Right.
They have to be fairly structured.
Exactly.
But they need to change, and they need to change big time. We're not going to continue to have people employed to do things that computers can do much better.
And we are in a unique position, not just Ghana, but many countries, because these organizations that run AI innovations tend to be, well, we don't have any here so far, and they're mostly in the West and specifically found in the United States. How do you find that dynamic can play out on the importance and the impact that AI is likely to have? Is it going to shape organizations in a certain kind of way?
I think it's very subtle, but when you look at the large language models, they're mainly trained on American culture.
Right.
So that when you get an answer, inherently in that answer is a sense of the American culture. What I'd like to see happen is a large language model that captures the Ghana culture, and so that gets fed into the system. So we're going through a process with AI of losing cultures. They'll all become cultures that are like America, based on this large language model. I don't want to see that happen. I think it'll be a tragedy for the world, a tragedy for Ghana, a tragedy for the people here.
So therefore, is there a need for government to invest in AI technologies here? What's the direct solution? Because are these companies in America just going to automatically adopt our sense of culture and web it into AI? How exactly do we go about it?
I don't think that's the companies that are providing AI tools. I don't think they care about Ghana culture.
Right.
I think it's up to the government to ensure that they take actions that support and use AI to strengthen Ghana culture rather than to lose it.
Absolutely.
So they're going to have to invest in AI, and they already are to some extent.
To some extent, yes.
And little groups can invest. It'll happen.
Right.
My interest is in how do we add counterbalance to that. As people lose their sense of self through AI, I want to see them get a much greater sense of self through the passion mapping process.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you intend on returning to Ghana sometime soon to roll out some of these initiatives. Can you speak to us specifically about what you're looking to do or introduce in the public and private sector in terms of webbing in both AI and passion mapping?
Well, I have quite a lot of experience in working with companies and also with leaders. So I'd like to provide a way for people to experience it. It's very hard to actually explain what Passion Maps is. It's easy once you've done it to talk about what it is. So how do we do that? We know, having been at this conference and I ran a keynote on people and AI, I know there's a lot of interest. A lot of interest in the public sector here to actually use our work as a counterbalance to AI. AI is going to happen.
It's happening.
It already has happened, actually.
Certainly, it has happened.
Yeah, and some people don't recognize that. And everything's changing so fast. When I was preparing for this keynote, I thought I better do a big investigation of where we're at. And over a 3-month period, I sort of kept looking, and everything changed in 3 months. 3 months was a different world. And so we're going to be living in a world of incredible uncertainty for the next little while.
Right.
And that's another set of skills we need. And I would say there's not just AI, because we've got robots coming in, we've got many different technologies coming together, all of which are transformative.
Right.
So how do we keep humanness and culture central to all of these changes. That's what I'd like to make a contribution to. And I'd like to teach that to leaders here.
Right.
And I'd like the opportunity to work with a couple of organizations in the teamwork. My experience is if you really want to change, you work with the teams. And the teams are where people really relate to a company or an enterprise. It's not a one person to the company, it's one person to my team to the company.
Now, Peter, you've said a lot, but in just a minute, what would your final thoughts or closing words be? You've had experience across the world with passion mapping and with executives and leading organizations. What would you finally say?
I'd have the same advice as I would for AI. If you're not familiar with it, try it, use it, you'll love it, usually. Same with passion maps.
Right.
If you haven't explored your deep inner power, try it. It might work for you, it might not.
Right.
I think it will, but it might not. So yeah, just explore.
Just explore. Right. Peter Woolman, it's been an absolute pleasure sitting with you and speaking to you. Thank you so much. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you in Ghana sometime soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Staying with us here on GH Today on GHOne Television. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. And this next conversation, I dare say, is a family affair. So the family is coming to have a family meeting, and with you as a very special family member as well. And I'm sure with what you just watched, if you're not in Kumasi, you're missing out. But of course, my family members from Ebusia have joined me to have that conversation. Ultimate FM, rather, forgive me. And Nana Beijing
in the same building.
In the same building, so
one speaks Tree, one speaks English.
That's all. Just like Star and Kasapa.
Exactly.
Nana Beijing is programs manager for Ultimate FM, and Sarah. If you watched our coverage, I mean, if you didn't watch, what else would you be watching? Of the .EA, you know, there's that silky voice with a beautiful face, bringing you everything. Hey, at a point, I was even feeling bad for her. You talked there.
You could feel she was tired.
Back to back. Oh my goodness.
The day was hectic altogether.
Yeah.
True.
As always, EIB, excellence in broadcasting. That's what you expect from us here. And they're not here alone. We also do have Michael Parry, who is branch manager for AQ3 Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Charlie. So something big is happening.
Very, very big is happening.
And I watched the promo, and I already want to be there.
Oh, you should.
I mean,
you should, because it promises to be fun. It's the first in history.
Okay.
I mean, in all of my entertainment space in Kumasi, I've never come by any person who's done it. The closest people have done is to do like the movie night.
Yes.
Where it ends at the point. But we are taking it further by making sure that apart from giving you the movie, we're also giving you karaoke. We are giving you live band music. We are allowing you to swim at night, all ending in the morning at 6 a.m.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Whoa.
Yeah. So all happening at one location. So typically, if we were in Accra, we say we are going for our washing. See, but this one is our washing Pro Max.
And so it's a full experience on its own.
Full experience.
Tents and toasts.
Exactly.
TNT.
Yeah. And we've put in a lot.
Okay.
We're expecting, the whole of Kumasi to turn up. You know, after the .EA, Kumasi was high up there. Now everybody's tired. So we are offering this opportunity for people to relax, rejuvenize, and then get ready for the next week's activities.
Right.
So we are inviting everybody to join us at AQ3 Center. AQ3 Center is the latest, state-of-the-art location where people do events.
Okay.
It's noted for events, but what AQ3 Center sells most is privacy. So you won't have everybody wanting to go there, but AQ3, I'm sure Perry will
he'll get into that for us. But let me come to you, Sarah. You were in the ad.
Yeah.
Enjoying alone.
Yeah.
But talk to me about that experience and why we all need to be a part of it.
This is even a tip of the iceberg because what will be happening on grounds, the D-Day, which is on the 26th of September, is going to be
Friday.
Amazing. Yeah,
it's only Friday.
It's Friday.
Oh, so Friday into the Saturday.
I know, right? And there's Wache in the morning on Saturday.
Yep.
So on this note, Friday when I close the show, I'm going.
Yeah, you should. we even intended to just take you along when we are on our way to
I'm available for the taking.
So who's sitting for you?
Oh, the Lord shall provide. So we're not just watching the movie, we are having an entire experience, karaoke and all of that happening as well.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is the fact that it's an all-night event. So you just come, you're not in a hurry to go anywhere. You just come around with your babes, with your girlies, with the boys. You're going to have an amazing time, enough time to talk through, enough time to bond together, enough time to, celebrate. There'll be lots of games like Nabini said. We are having karaoke, like he said. We're having swimming, we're having games, lots of them. So it's just an amazing time.
Charlie, there's something about night swimming.
If you are doing it with the right person.
Hey, well, me, I'll swim alone. But it's providing a one-stop shop, and all of that is happening at the AQ3 Center.
Yeah.
Mike, talk to me about your facility and what we should be expecting Friday night.
Something great. The people of Kumasi has a bit of experience of AQ3.
Okay.
But this particular event is one of a kind, in the sense that we are looking at creating a unique outdoor experience. So I think currently in Kumasi, we are noted for the outdoor movie night experience. But with the tent and toast, we are sending it to the next level. So on that night, there's going to be a movie night in the park. So we are going to have 4 different sections that day.
Okay.
So we have the main park. That's where we are going to have the giant screen with people in their tents and mats outside.
Then you come out your head small.
Then there will be another section where people really want to enjoy the camping vibes, but they're not really bothered about the movie. So that place will be more of the tents and people just being in their tents. And there will be another section where the bonfire will be set up. That's the fire pit section. Wow. So you will be around the fire and you can still enjoy the movie as well. We wanted to bring the old vibes that we used to have back in the days. Yeah, people are not getting the chance to experience it. So we are bringing that vibes as well. Then there will be another section where we are going to have games. So people who are interested in playing the snooker, PlayStation, also will be around. Then the pool will be available for people to swim as well. The fun part about the pool is its location is positioned at a very cool place that if you are swimming, you can still enjoy the movie from wherever you are.
Charlie, the thing's going through my head now.
So you come there in the evening for the event, you leave the next morning, Saturday morning. But the Saturday morning, we will not just leave you to go. Once it hits 6 a.m., the watching party begins. So it's party after party.
Charlie, I don't know why I'm too excited about this.
So calm.
Because I'm looking at the whole vibe.
Joshua, calm.
And like you're describing it,
Joshua,
it's like everything you can desire. Especially after you are stressed out.
Yeah,
there's no way to start the weekend than to be at tent and toast. And so it's happening this Friday.
Exactly.
And how do people get to be a part of it, Nana?
Okay, so it starts from 4 p.m. 4 p.m. is where it's like call time.
Oh, okay.
Come in, let's start partying.
So wait, if I'm leaving for work on Friday, I should just pack my things, bro.
Yeah.
So from work,
that's
there's
why
no going home.
I'm washing a Pro Max.
Okay. So that with a bag that has everything in it.
Exactly.
Toothbrush, kakra.
And I'm surprised people want to come for these events. I mean, as singles. I mean, who does that?
You suffer.
No, who does that? We've checked our bookings and there are some singles. I said, these people, what they want? What are they looking for? When people are coming in groups, boy, girl, girl. So far we've not had any boy.
We reject it.
Yeah, we don't.
We reject that one. So how do you get to be a part of it?
Okay, so you have to buy a ticket.
Okay.
And if you want to come alone, it costs you 150 cedis.
Oh wait.
Yes.
150 cedis?
Yes.
For the entire experience?
For the entire experience.
And if you go to watch the movie at cinema, how much is it?
I know, right? You see, so if you are coming alone, that's how much it will cost you. And I was telling you earlier that it wouldn't be appropriate for you to come alone.
Yeah. Maybe if you have offended her, just buy 2 tickets.
And
then come and say sorry.
The part that I love most are my married friends asking if Charlie, me and Madam Gofi come.
How? Hurry up!
I like that vibe because it offers you some privacy.
To rekindle.
Exactly. When you started way back, all of the things that you were doing, perhaps you can talk about them. If somebody has offended someone, they can use the opportunity to say, I'm sorry.
And that way, that one, just put Madam in the pool.
Yes.
I want better than a cry.
They enter the tent.
Madam come.
Then, like some cuddling they go on. If you pay the 150, you're entitled to free popcorn, you're entitled to water, you're entitled to your bed sheets, and then of course your pillows, and then your tent.
Right.
If that's you alone. But if you decide to come as 2 people,
which we advise you do.
Yes, it's very important that you do. I don't understand why you decide to come. You alone. It costs you only 250 Ghana cedis if you are coming with a second person.
So it's even economically wise.
Perfect.
To come with someone.
Perfect.
Right.
You understand? And we're offering all these other goodies if you pay that amount. But we can give you a preferential treatment. That's where you go for the VIP tickets. And the VIP tickets is 350.
Okay.
Yeah, 350.
And you get a tent as well.
Exactly. As for the tent, there's mandatory.
Yeah.
If you look at the setup that is running in the commercial that we are using, the same setup we are using. There's so many of the tents scattered all over.
Right.
AQ3 Center has this green, area where we are setting up the tents, and like Perry said, we have moved it a notch higher. It started as just come and watch a movie, and we said let's add all the other good things, because you watch a movie and go home, the lie bang.
No.
If you movie, sakakra, sweme kakra, didi kakra, anopadiwachi, and go to your house.
And there'll be so many fine people around as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, for networking too.
Yeah,
very, very important. And a wise man once told me that the rich people do not bond with people simply because they are wearing suits. They want someone they can actually share a drink with. And that's how come people even broker real deals.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. A lot of these deals, we don't do them normal
boardroom.
Times.
No.
After work, we meet somewhere, maybe, over a bottle, and then we strike the deal.
AQ3 Center, Friday 4 p.m. So if you're not in Kumasi, this is an opportunity for you to run to Kumasi. And the very good thing about it is that you don't have to worry about coming back the same day. No, you don't have to book a hotel.
Yeah.
Just go to Kumasi after work. Stay there, go and enjoy the packages, and then Saturday morning after the wachi, you can go and sit in your bus and come back to Accra.
Everything's someday inside. The whole idea is to promote camping.
Okay.
You understand? So when you're come in your knapsack, be prepared for the weather. At night, by all means, it definitely is going to get cold. So bring a hoodie or something to cover up and all of that. But trust Ultimate FM to deliver.
Absolutely.
When it comes to events,
solid.
We lead.
Solid.
In the Garden City.
Allah. So Sarah?
Yeah, and even just to add up, and even if you want to show some skin, well, we are still going to provide you some blankets and a pillow for you to feel comfortable.
Don't say even if it's a must.
It's a must, right? At least it will boost the morale for the boys.
You understand? It's camping. We are promoting camping.
Exactly.
So it's all available, it's going to happen. And 150 single, 250, 350. And the good thing is that Rapaholic is also in Kumasi this Saturday. So after the watch, you can relax.
So you can do 10-tone time.
Warm up.
All right. So, Perry, let me give you this one as to why people should not miss this for all the Banku and the Kinky and Fish in Accra.
You shouldn't miss it because it's the first of its kind in Kumasi. So if you want to be part of it to make history, you need to be there. The rates are very affordable.
Yeah.
You can't get this deal anywhere. It's one of its kind happening in Kumasi, so we entreat everyone to be part of it. If you want to get a ticket, advance ticket, you can dial the short code *713* 33*316#.
I beg, relax for me because the advance ticket is very important. Start getting the tickets now before you get stranded.
*713*.
Okay.
33*316#. On all networks, and you can get a ticket to purchase. It's not really far. AQ3 Center is located at Denchemboso. If you are not familiar with Denchemboso, it's just few meters from Kwadasu Oshimasi. If you are a resident of Kumasi, you probably know what I'm talking about.
But it's the biggest party on Friday, so
of course.
Even when you land in Kumasi, tell everybody you are going for tents and toast.
That's all.
Just type it on. And there's live band too. Oh, you missed that one.
We are allowing you to sing your favorite song.
Can you imagine?
You understand? Just type AQ3 Center on your phone
and
Google Map will bring you there.
Wow. All right, so I'll give the lady the final word on this.
Okay.
Sarah, this is no funeral. We are done with the funeral.
I know that definitely, even though it will be, much better to come with a partner, but definitely you have someone who is single, who doesn't have anyone to come along with. Don't worry, as someone goes to the funeral and find his, lifetime partner.
I like it.
You can. You may never know what will happen. You might come find your crush and, you get together, talk, and something may come out of it. So just come around. Don't let anything be a hindrance. Come around and let's have fun, basically.
*713*33*316#. That's the ticket short code. Get your tickets now. It's mandatory. Let's all go. Let's leave Accra. Accra is choked. Let's go and chill some more. Nana, thank you for coming. Sarah, thank you for coming. And Michael, we'll see you on Friday in Kumasi. And it's the tent and toast beautiful movie, party, everything. So, but let's do some birthdays now. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. And of course, we're still celebrating Ellen Amadeku, an aide to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and also an adjunct lecturer at the UPSA. Happy birthday to you, Ellen. We pray that God blesses you and grants your heart's desires as well. This next one says, happy birthday to you, Bartholomew. May you find favor from God and man. Be happy and enjoy your day. Better days are here. Happy birthday to the smiling or laughing Bartholomew. Happy birthday, Ernestina Fabia of Awoshi. May God grant you all that you wish for yourself. Remain blessed and have a wonderful one. And it's from your friends and loved ones. Ernestina, I would like to see you at Tent and Toast, Kumasi, as a birthday present. Come and enjoy. My director says he would like to see you. Wishing a very happy birthday to an amazing person, Vicentia. May your day be as bright as your smile. Happy birthday to you, Vicentia. Happy birthday, Sewa. On this special day, I truly wish for the good Lord to shower you with blessings and guide you through each step of the journey ahead. May you always find reasons to smile, and may your heart be filled with joy and love. Embrace every moment of your day and know that you are cherished. And it's from Bruno Gabi. Oh, to you, Sewa. Have a wonderful one. And this one says, happy birthday to Josephine Amevo of Republic Bank. It's your special day and you deserve to have all the fun today. Have a great celebration and God bless you. And it's from Benghazi here at EIB Sports, wishing you a beautiful one, Josephine Amevo. Thank you for being my partner in crime, my shoulder to lean on, and my greatest supporter. Wishing you a birthday filled with love, laughter, and everything that makes you happy. From your girlfriend Matilda and your boyfriends at GHOne TV. Hey, I never knew there was a boyfriend association here. But happy birthday to you. Wishing Hamdia Adudankwa of Audit Service a happiest birthday. May the good Lord keep and renew her strength in her new season. And it's from Ignatius and your friends to you, Hamdia Adudankwa. Oh, the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amakohene, happy birthday to you. Stay blessed and have a great one. And it's from all of us here, as well as your friends and loved ones. We celebrate you. Mr. Minister, Charlie Tent and Toast, let that be the official birthday party. If for rep, Minister for rep, Minister to be guy. Big guy, pa. So that's all time will afford us this morning on the show. Grateful for your company this morning. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Remember, Tent and Toast on Friday in Kumasi, AQ3 Center. You got to be there. Do have a wonderful morning.